And we are live. What's good, people? It's your man DL Saint. Welcome to the DL Saint I Really Want to Know podcast. Yo, second one today. Y'all know we be cranking, man. This is gonna be a good one, man. I got my people on here, man. Two young brothers that I respect. I'm so glad that they were able to squeeze me into their schedule. Y'all know what it is, man. I gotta listen to make sure the system is going right. And yep, audio is good. We good. Everything is cranking. It is what it is. Welcome. Thanks for coming. Man, it's gonna be a good one, man. I know. I wasn't thinking when I scheduled this. My people back, fresh and fit, back from Europe, and they're on right now, man. So I know it's gonna be a lot of people checking that out as they should. You know what I mean? Go support our people. You know what I mean? Go support Miami and Fresh and Fit podcast. You know what I mean? Big Mo, Chris, the whole team. Definitely go do that. And we're going to keep it rocking over here as well. So, yeah, man, I hope y'all day is going good. I know I'm having a great day. My daughter's home. That makes me happy. I mean, that's just it. That's what I live for now, man. Just to, wake up, see my daughter, do our day, put her to bed, go to sleep, and do it all the next day, man. I love it. Being a father is great. But today we got some young brothers on here, like I said, who I respect, and they're doing their thing. And I really wanted to get their perspective on what's going on out there in the sexual marketplace, in the dating world, get their views on, this technology and how YouTube plays a part in it, in the manosphere, and the red pill, and the blue pill, and the purple pill, and the banana pill, and all that bullshit. You know what I mean? So I think it's going to be a pretty good show. And I'm going to try to find some young ladies and do the same thing later. I want to do another show and get their perspective. So without delaying any further, man, let's bring these brothers up right now, man. We got my man Money Mike and Big Banks Lifestyle. We got Lincoln in the house. What's good, y'all? What's good? Welcome. How y'all feeling?
Good.
We got Miss AKA Lady in the house, and Money Mike got them damn sunglasses on, man. Wait till Jay Swans gets a hold of that shit. He's probably watching right now, bro. He's probably trying to figure out how to wrap up dinner so he can get in here and fuck with you with them glasses on, man. You know what I mean?
Man. Don't hate the player, man. Hate the game.
Hate the game? All right. I'm not hating the player. I'm just pointing some shit out, baby Mahomes. It is what it is, man. You know what I mean? That's some cool. Give me some tickets. That's all I got to say. Y'all came down here to Tampa. Y'all did y'all thing. Give me some fucking tickets to the next game. Yo, so thank you. Miss AKA Ladies in the house, what's good, love? So like, hello. I'm gonna let the men have it tonight. Just stopping by. Now we definitely want your opinions on this too, Miss AKA Lady. No doubt. You know what I mean? Day one. You know what I mean? Your opinion is respected. Look, she sent me a message today, man. She was talking about she was about to tell a story to the kids, and she had my story time music in her head. Yo, that just made my day, love. Thanks. You had me laughing out loud. My little daughter looking at me like I'm crazy. Tobias the Travers in the house. What's good, bro? Yeah, we in here. Absolutely. So let's get this going, man. We're gonna do like we always do. We're gonna start out with intros. We're gonna start with Money Mike, man. Just name, age, and location, and then a real quick elevator pitch as to who you are and what you do, bro.
All right, man. All right. Hey, it's an honor to be on the show, man. DL saying you're my boy. You know what I mean? We always kicked it in the past. It was always good times. It's always real. And I'm glad to be on the show, man. And I guess for me, my name's Michael. I'm 22. I'm from Nashville. Well, right now I'm in DFW. You know what I mean? Just going around, seeing what's up. And I'm an online trainer. I do everything online. So if you're looking to get in shape, looking to get get right, basically, because in reality, as men, we have to become the total package. And I always like to say, fitness isn't the be all end all of life, but it's super important. I believe it's a huge slice, and I believe it's the best foundation for any man. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, that's pretty much me in a nutshell. You know what I mean? So I'm glad
that's what's up. And that binging noise, I guess that's that's your MacBook, right?
No comment.
Yeah, that's your damn MacBook, man. Get your tech together. Your damn tech together, young man.
No comment.
That's what I get for having friends on the show. Y'all see how I get treated by Jay Swans, and I bring my young dudes up, and they do this binging and shit in the background, man. I swear, boy. I said, why y'all do me like this, man?
You like that sometimes, man.
I guess it do. Yo, man. So
I told her to leave me alone. I'm on the show.
Yeah.
Oh, stop messing with them grandmas.
That's what I'm about to say, man. You know what I mean? You better answer your mama, man, when she call, man. Quit playing. Gonna get me in trouble. So, yo, Brother Lincoln, man, tell everybody who are you, bro? Let's your name, your location, your age, and a quick elevator pitch as to what you doing.
Hey, it's Big Banks Lifestyle, full name Lincoln Banks. Basically just be making money from everywhere at this point. I pretty much came up and was like, damn, my last name is Banks. I have to have money at this point. So it just went to put two and two together. Born in Houston. I live in Dallas now, but grew up kind of in Minnesota. So I'm all over the board. So I be everywhere, just be chilling, kicking it, living life.
That's what's up, bro. Appreciate that. Brother Donnie's in the house. What's good? Fresh and Fit Dallas Cornerstone in the building, man. Fresh and Fit Dallas tuning in and supporting this solid panel. We appreciate that, bro. We appreciate that, man. Couldn't do it without y'all. And that's everybody. My day ones, my day twos, and everybody, man. We got Daniel up in here. Hey, what's good, bro? I see you. Welcome to the show. You know what I'm saying? I saw y'all in that purple pill, man. Y'all was making it happen, man. It's like, what's good, fam? Daniel Thomas, shout out to you, brother. Snuggle T is in the house. What's good, Snuggle? My favorite troll. I get that to you as well. My favorite troll's in the house. Yo, man, she be in here kind of trying to troll, but I just love her, man. That's my people, man. She's always welcoming, doing her thing. We gonna see some crazy questions come from her. And Wonderful 34's in the house too. What's good, bro? Welcome. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate the support, man. We're gonna get right into the questions, man. So we're gonna ask these questions, and it doesn't matter to me who answers first or second. I'm just gonna, I don't want to sit there and whatever. We want this to be as free flowing as possible. But now that we got the intros out the way, everybody know who you guys are. How did y'all become friends, bro? Because people I know the story, but what's the origin story with y'all?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Nah, I can run it.
All right, you got it.
So basically, FNF was Myron and Fresh were coming down here to Dallas. So we have a whole Discord of all the guys talking about it, seeing who's gonna be here, trying to figure everything out. And Mike was like, hey, I'm gonna be down there. I'm gonna get there on, I think all the events was happening on Friday, started on Friday night. And he was coming on Thursday. He was like, hey, if anybody wants to, he was like, oh, can someone pick me up from the airport? I was like, yeah, that works. I'll pick you up, whatever, show you around. It's all cool. Because we talked, because after that, I was like, okay, I just invited this guy out. Let me get to know him. I don't want to know some random dude. So we started talking and stuff and figured out where he was staying and stuff. I was like, all right, bet, yeah, I'll pick you up. He pulled up. It was cool, dude. We hung out pretty much half that day where I had to get some work done. And then we just kicked it and then just went from there and just hung out the whole weekend in between Fresh and Fit and stuff like that. And that was it.
Right. And then that's when I met y'all, because y'all was doing that. And y'all, it was nice enough to let the old dude, I guess y'all lost a bet or some shit. Y'all had to hang out with me. You know what I mean? He was taking me around. What was the name of that spot, man, we were at? There was the painting on the wall and all that.
Oh, shout out to Akai. That's my spot. That's everyone that works there. I love y'all. If y'all don't know, in Dallas, it's like this speakeasy vibe. It's real chill. I get y'all walk through the kitchen, all that stuff. So that's all I can say. Just look it up. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's called Akai. It's the vibe. It's a vibe.
Yeah, man, he walked us through the kitchen, man. I'm like, yo, I can pay for these drinks, man. I ain't got to do no dishes. They just chill out, we doing something. Just chill out. Oh, okay. He walked us through. Yeah. Yo, we looking at stuff, man, and then boom, doors pop open, man. We in one of the coolest spot, man. So, yo, shout out to you, man. And like I was telling you back then, I like to keep it light. I joke, but I'm a master networker, bro. When I saw that, I was instantly yo, and I told you, what you doing, bro, is what you need to be doing. That spot was popping. When I'm back in Dallas, we got to go there and do something right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Something right. So Mike, man, so you're living in Tennessee, and we understand what happened when you got to Dallas, but what even made you reach out, or what were you thinking? To get involved with this thing, man. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so shout out to my boy Rod Eric. He's the guy that started up the whole thing in the Discord, the FNF Dallas thing, and me being from Nashville, right? It's a poppin' city, right? It's I would say it's up and coming. And when I was there, it's very hard to find like-minded people. It's very difficult, especially when you're on you're on a mission of purpose, right? As a man, you're trying to figure out what you're trying to do because, I was only 21 at the time, and I was really just trying to find my feet on, really how to find people that think the same way I do and have the same, values, morals, all that stuff. And I was like, you know what? I need to get out of my comfort zone, and I really need to see what's out there because I don't want to limit my opportunities, right? Just to one geographical area. And I was like, okay, you know what? Let me hit up this dude, Rod. I saw him on Fresh and Fit, like in the mods and all that stuff. Shout out FNF Dallas, for they were just in there. He was shouting them out. I was like, okay, I think Rod is the guy that set this whole thing up together. Let me hit him up, see what's up. And I DM'd him, and he got me in the Discord. And then from there, it was just history because I just got to speak to a lot of like-minded people, and all in just one concentrated area in Discord. And it was crazy because it opened my eyes. I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe I was in Nashville my whole life. So I'm in Nashville my whole life currently. I'm just visiting here for now. But, at the time I was like, okay, cool. Like I had that gut, when you have that gut feeling, right, of that you need to do something that's uncomfortable, right? But you understand that over time, it'll propel you to where you want to be. So I just decided to take the fly out there. I heard Myron and Fresh planned the first FNF event at Dallas. And I was like, okay, cool. Good thing it was in California because if it was in California, I would have went, but it is what it is. But good thing it was in Dallas.
I wanted to win.
Yeah, nah, Cali, I escaped, bro. Ain't no way I'm going back. Not even for my dudes, bro. LA ain't no joke right now, man. We had to do like Vegas. Like, nah, do Vegas instead.
And shout out to Dallas, but it's really not the city that mattered. I would have went in any city, right? Because I guess you could say at the time I was like desperate to find people who thought like me, right? Because I was kind of like in my own kind of bubble. But, good thing it was in Dallas. It's only like a 2-hour flight. And when I got there, shout out to Lincoln, you know what I mean? He showed me around the city. I like to call him Mr. Dallas because he knows how to get around for real. Like, shout out to you, Link, give you your flowers because, like I said, I took a huge risk because it was just, I didn't have quite as much money at the time because I was just starting on my business and all that stuff. But, I went out there, I took a risk and, I wanted to go out and meet a bunch of people. Right. And, shout out to Link, he put me onto a lot of stuff there. And to this day, he still lives in Dallas, so,
That's what's up, man. So all right, here's the next question. And Link, you can start with the answer on this and then Mike can follow up. Growing up, did you have male leadership? And what I mean by that, did you have dad in the house? Yeah, uncles in the house. Did you have, what I mean? What was it like growing up for you guys? Because you guys are pretty much the same generation. And Brother Link, we'll start with you.
Yeah, so growing up for me, it was weird because I'd say I had my dad in the house and the whole normal like family good situation. And then I also had I played basketball at a very high level. So then I have that leadership from like coaches, older guys because I played up too because I was good in my grade level. So I played usually up a year or two. So I was hanging out with older guys in general. So
you had a solid village.
Yeah, it was serious. That's why I never had no like crazy like girl story or like really any girl broke my heart is because all these dudes are the top of the food chain when it comes down to like status in a high school. As far as high school wise, they're the top dogs. They're basically NBA players, multimillionaires. So they're telling me in the game, I'm seeing how girls act with some of these dudes real time. And they sitting there telling me stories, showing me videos. So it's very hard for me to ever like send for a girl or anything crazy like that because they're showing me like, hey, this is how so-and-so works. This is what happens with this. You got to move like this. They putting me on with certain stuff. They're making sure I'm not like a bitch or anything. Like if I do something stupid, they're going to hit me. My dad is really hard on me because I'm his only son. So he's like super hard on me. Like there's so many times I didn't want to work on the car. Like I didn't want to go like do the grass. Like in Minnesota, it's like negative like 4 and we're sitting there messing with a car. It's like cold as shit.
Oh, so you grew up in Minnesota. You didn't mention that. You grew up in Minnesota.
Yeah, so it was like half and half. I grew all the way up to 7. When I turned 7, I moved from Houston. That's when I moved up to Minnesota. And then from 7 to all the way where I turned I want to say 18 or 19. That's when I moved back to Texas or back to Dallas. But I was always back and forth. My dad's parents are in Dallas or in DeSoto. So I was always back and forth as far as basketball because the competition down in Texas was way better than Minnesota. So I'd always come down here to play.
And I just want to be clear, you had mom and dad in the house. You had like you had the nuclear family.
Yeah, I had everything regular, normal American thing. Yeah.
Now, Money Mike, how was it for you?
For me, well, I grew up in a household of predominantly women. It was just me, my mother, and my sister. And, at the time when I was young, it didn't matter too much. But when I got older, I realized that, damn, I didn't really have as much male influence as I would want. So I had to go outsource that. I had to go find that online, and there was like some influencers out there that help shape who I am today in a way, and you know, and it was I'm just grateful for that, really, because like I said, that's the beautiful thing about the internet. You know, there's a bunch of problems with it, right? It's obviously not perfect, but it allows you to really just interconnect and really seek out things that you need help with, right? From other people, from other sources. Maybe it's not just tied down to your family anymore. So, you know what I mean? So I just got out there and just really started to search. I started to really search and study the people that I really wanted to be like. And that's pretty much how it went.
That's what's up, man. So, this is a good dynamic. Here we have two young men who are both on their mission, right? They're on their purpose. One came from a nuclear family, with that structure, the masculine, the feminine, and a village. And we have the other who necessarily didn't come for that. Now, did you have that village, Brother Mike, when you know what I mean? Did you have those men that you could turn to either in school or sports or whatever? And actually, let's share with the people, like, you weren't always ripped up. You know what I mean? You Money Mike now, but that's not what you were, right? Right. So tell us about that.
No, yeah. So back in the day, you know, obviously, like I said, I came from a household predominantly women. You know, my father wasn't around much as he should have been, and you know, it is what it is. But you know, in high school, you know, like I like to say that, you know, when it comes to men, right, if you learn at a very early age how rejection feels, right? You really start to learn that as a young age, especially for men, right? And it's
But what do you mean by that? I guess expand on that just a little bit.
Man, a lot of things, man. Like, you know, when it comes to the chicks, when it comes to, you know, getting into certain social circles at the time, and this is just hindsight now. Back then, I wasn't really too aware of it. It was just kind of happening. But now, when I really look back at it, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, yeah, I see why I didn't have the best high school experience that I would have wanted. You know what I mean? And now,
Right.
but that's fine. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people tend to peak in high school, you know, and that's cool. You know what I mean? But it's not me.
And you were like a chubby dude, right? Like you weren't, you know what I'm saying? You weren't all ripped up or whatever. You was kind of a little pudgy dude. Is that right?
Oh yeah, man. Because I'm not a big guy, right? I'm 5'6", you know what I mean? So I'm a relatively smaller guy. And just for reference, I was at my heaviest, I was about 205, 210.
5'6", 205. Jesus, bro.
Yeah, that was not the move, man. It was not the move. Yeah, and yeah, so I just what happened was that, you know, when I graduated high school, I knew that I didn't want to go to college for, you know, obvious reasons. I'm not gonna get into that, you know, because I could rant about that all day. But when I was 18, I was like, okay, what am I really gonna do with my life, right? Like, I was just kind of like in this purgatory of just like, okay, there's options here, but what am I really gonna do? And for my father's side of the family, right, they're from the military, right? And so it's a heavy military family, and they were really pushing me to get into the military, right? And I was like, okay, cool. At the time, I didn't really thought for myself as much as I should have, and I was like, okay, cool. Let me go ahead and I guess I'll do the Air Force. I mean, I don't know why I chose the Air Force at the time. I was like, okay, cool, whatever. Let me just try to get in here.
Wait, I'm sorry. What did you say you was gonna do? What?
My family put a lot of pressure on me from my dad's side to get into the military after high school, right?
And what branch did you say?
Air Force.
Hold up. The only thing the Air Force is good is giving paratroopers a ride to the fight. That's the only thing the Air Force is good for. They let us use their airplanes. They don't even have to land at the fight. We jump out. We jump out. So why wouldn't you want to be with the dudes?
It sounded cool, man. I don't know. It sounded cool. I don't know.
It sounded cool. Cooler than jumping out of the airplane 800 feet, 500 feet above the ground with your hair on fire into the fight.
Would you scared of heights?
Okay.
You scared of heights?
I know a lot of people who are scared of heights. But it doesn't matter because you're on the ground like that. What's to be afraid of? Just walk out. You count to 4. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. Ooh, parachute opens, bam, you're on the ground. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, I wish I'd known you back then. We could have sorted you out, bro. We could have sorted you out. No, I'm just messing with you, man. Air Force would have been a good move.
Throwing you out the plane.
Air Force would have been a good move. But yeah, I would have gotten your knees in the breeze, bro. That's airborne talk. Forget jumping out. We'd have got you to jump out there. So that's pretty cool. And then like your experience in high school, would you chalk that up to the weight? Was it, you know what I mean? Was that a big thing or did it not matter? What was your confidence like, bro?
I would be lying if I said that I had a lot of confidence back in high school. Just going off the way I looked, I guess. You know what I mean? Because obviously when you're that not that big of a guy, 5'6", and you're that heavy, you know what I mean? It just wasn't a good look. I didn't feel great either. Now that I really think about it, you know what I mean? Like moving around that kind of weight all the time at that frame it's not fun.
That's not fun, and it's hard on your body, man. Going up and down the stairs and shit like that, breathing heavy all the time.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Like, I'm just standing here, bro. You ain't carrying all this weight. So, you know what I mean? You lost all that shit, man. You did the work at an early age, man. That's what's up, man. That right there, that's hardcore, man. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm proud of that, and I'm proud of your story. We got brother Rudy Matos in the house, man. What's good, Cape Town, homie? If you speak Spanish, speaking of Spanish speakers, bro, you're a Spanish speaker, right?
Yeah, claro que sí.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's fluent. I be telling him all the time, use that shit, bro. When we get to the womanizing part, we gonna talk about that.
Oh Lord.
We gonna talk about that, bro. When we get to the womanizing part, we gonna say that for the end of the show. Brother Mike's in the house. What's good, brother Mike? You know what I mean? What's good, fam? Welcome. I know you're back and forth on the streams, man. I appreciate you even coming over for a hot second, man. We're gonna be here. You know what I mean? Thanks for coming through. So here's the thing. What are y'all thoughts on the RP Manosphere content and why? What are y'all thoughts on that?
I think I was talking to a real close friend of mine about this. I think it's like 3 levels to it. It's like you got your first level where you learn it, then you got your second level where you kind of understanding and practicing it sometimes, and then there's third level where it's like you already know and it's just fluent, like you don't have to think about it. That's for like a basic breakdown. And it's weird because it's like there's some people I was listening to and I was like, this is actually me losing me out with like messing with girls. Let me go back to what I was already doing.
And elaborate on that, bro. Like, what do you mean by that? It was some people you were listening to. Was it like, yo, this is straight bullshit, or what's your thought on that?
Yeah, like, because some of the stuff, like, I was never, like I said, like I had like big older dudes, OGs, what you call them, that were like, bro, you can say whatever you're gonna say. It's just a matter of who you are beforehand. So like, it was never, if I get a girl flowers, it's not gonna look crazy. They're gonna really appreciate it. But if another weirdo dude like gives her flowers, she's like, ew, what? That's your simp. Like, you're weird. Wow. So it's like how you carry yourself. So I was already in that, like me. It's funny because me and Mike are like from two. Like, say if we look at it in like a high school perspective, we're on 2 different sides of the lunchroom. Like, I can see
because you were a jock and he was the fat kid.
I was a jock, but I made sure like I was cool with everyone. Like, I was in band too, so I would mess with all the band geeks because I always knew like once we get out of high school, some people are gonna stay jocks and some people, the smart kids, they're gonna end up making money. So I never put no one down. I treated everyone with the same respect. Everyone was cool with me. That's why a lot of people like me, and that's why I kept like I do what I do now is because I never wanted to be the jock that like plateaued. Like, people be like, "Oh, Lincoln, you still up?" Yeah, I'm still lit. Ain't this ain't slowing down. I'm still lit. So,
bet. That's what's up.
Yeah, like I think it's just some of the dudes, it was like corny, and it has to fit like what you're dealing with. Like what Mike might have listened to might have not worked for me because I might have already been past that stage already or never needed that like kind of advice. Like,
I see what you're saying. So it didn't suit you. It was like, all right, no, you know me, that ain't speaking to me, so I ain't really worried. I'm not worried about that. It doesn't work
for me because it was never like I never have to use that because it was already past. Like, I already passed that stage or never even hit that stage.
Oh, that's cool. That's an insight. I never thought about that. And for Money Mike, man, what's your take on RP content, Manosphere, and all that?
I do believe it's necessary. I do believe that there's a strong, there's a big market now demanding that because, I think you and your boy Jay Swans mentioned it on the show one time. You can pretty much make a living by telling dudes how to just, shit that was common sense for men back in the day, but now it's not. And I'm not gonna lie though, there is some of it is corny, like Lincoln was talking about. You know what I mean? Like, this is all shit that you need to know, right? But like, and there's a thing, right? It's like, and it's shout out to Jay Waller. He's always talking about, you gotta have buckets, right? Like, there's always gonna be a case of diminishing returns, right? If you got too much money, but you're still a dork, you're still gonna be a dork. You know what I mean? You just be a rich dork. You know what I mean? So it's more so just about self-improvement in all areas, right? But some guys take it way too far where, they just I guess where they call it the black pill people, right? Where it's kind of like where they kind of just give up. They understand what's going on, but they don't want to do anything to improve. They're just like, oh, fuck the whole, gender, just fuck the entire other gender of women, right? Like, I don't want to deal with them, right? Because they are hard to deal with. But I mean, why are you just going to give up? You know what I mean?
Well,
like
because people don't want to put in work. You know what I mean? You got to do the work. Shout out to Rich Cooper, man. Because I'm the same way. Like I like everybody else, man. It was the reason I fell into the rabbit hole. You know what I mean? I was actually trying to figure out what ghosting was. You know what I mean? Because I'm dealing with a chick, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? That did not make sense to me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, and those type of people, those black people, they're actually way worse off now. Like you know the truth, but now you're not going to act upon that, and you're just going to really just sit back and just let life hit you however it wants, let it treat you however it wants. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know what I mean? So I can't understand their mindset. You know what I mean? I really can't.
So we would agree that it's definitely necessary. However, it has to be taken as needed.
Yeah, that's what it had to be for sure. Take it as needed, because there's some stuff like I was already at the point where like who talked about it? Tristan and Jay Wilder talked about it. Like Gentleman Game. I was already at that point because I was always like the quote unquote jock or like the popular guy. So it was never. If I act like they're already thinking I'm gonna act like an asshole. Okay. So I gotta pull it back because I'm already like super confident. I've always been like at that age or whatever, decently tall, nice. I've always had the same smile, but the facial hair and all that stuff came in like senior year. But the Gentleman Game, that came like that's what I always worked, because that was like girls are already thinking like, oh, he's a player, he's doing too much, like he's gonna just never like really like me. But I had to show like, nah, I really like, I'll mess with you if you actually respect me and I feel like we can actually do something in the future.
Right, and I understand that too. Like if you run in certain cliques, if women have you pegged a certain way, they'll swear up and down you a player, whether you are or not, whether you run in game or not, whether you got a rotation or not. Once they peg you as such, you got it, and that's all part of that game too. You got to know how to get out of that. Like, nah, hold on, and that takes game. Just catch up with the chat real quick. Tobias the Traveler, what's good, bro? You know what I mean? Thanks for coming through. He was on last night. He popped in. We were talking about the passport dudes, and he was saying claro, which is that's like what, of course in Spanish, claro.
Was that dancing?
Like claro, because I was like, do you speak Spanish? And brother Mike was talking, so he was answering. Yeah, that's the Spanish one. I think that means of course. Yeah. Claro, yeah, and then we got Joe Cole. What's good, bro? Welcome. The red pill is necessary. We got Rudy Monto still in the house, fresh and fit. Dallas in the building. We know y'all here. Ogala Flex, what's up? Sync, what's good, fam? What's good? Thanks for coming, fresh and fit. Dallas in the building. That's right. I see y'all doing y'all thing. Rudy again. Brother Rudy is saying, or the people who take one aspect of RP content, like having multiple women, but not becoming a high value man. Yeah, people like to pick and choose the stuff they like, and they don't understand it takes work. One of my biggest criticisms of the Manosphere with the guys who are taking this content is they're looking for cheat codes. And I tell people all the time, fellas, there are no cheat codes. You're gonna have to do the work, bro. No, you know what I mean? Go ahead, Mike.
No, there is no cheat code. It's like all it is just becoming aware of how the sexual marketplace is, and it's like I said earlier. You know what I mean? Those RP guys who are freaking like black pill, and they just don't care about the whole other sex in general. They don't care about women. Like those are the type of guys where it's just like, it's even worse for them now, because now, at least when they were a blue pill, you know what I mean? Like they didn't know better, but now they know better, and now they're just letting it kill them inside. You know what I mean? So I can't imagine how bad they must feel. Like really, like it.
That's a good point. I mean, that's a good point. And we'll just get through the chat real quick. We got Fresh and Fit. We got Dallas. We got the fam that came out. You know what I mean? Blaze Lightyear, what's up, fam? Yeah, I mean, brother Rudy, but necessary. And he's talking about red pill. I agree. I believe it is anything that can help a young man or an old man figure out life, figure out human nature, male nature, female nature. I think it's a good thing. We got here he is right here, the man, the myth, the legend, brother Rod Erickson in the house. What's good? Cornerstone in the building. Yeah, I see you too, bro. I see you too, man. Like I said, none but love in here. That brother's doing a lot of stuff. That brother brought us together. Fresh and Fit has their platform, but it was brother Rod Eric that was out there making this part happen. We wouldn't be doing this right now were it not for him. You know what I mean? Shout out to you, brother Rod, for sure. And we still need to talk, man. I know you wanted to do that review thing, man. And my bad, the storm and everything, but I'm gonna hit you up this week. You know, we gonna make that happen. Blaze Lightyear, I'm finishing my homemade dinner, about to head up to the Hooter meetup here in Dallas. Anyone else here showing up? Oh, they got a Hooters meetup going on? That's what's up.
Damn, this boy giving out the plans, boy. We finna get pulled up on.
That's it. It's all done. I told the world now, bro. That's nothing. You want to move in the. Hey, one of the things y'all need to learn out there, bro. Move in the shadows. When you put it out there now, everybody know where y'all at. You know
I'll
what I
give
mean?
you a tip right now. I do this a lot in Dallas because people start noticing me even before the fresher fit stuff, all this stuff. You post when you get home or when you go to the next spot. Because even if it's not like a dangerous thing, I've just had random people I know just pull up on me. It was like, hey, I saw your story, so I just showed up. And I'm like, bro, I'm like on a date. Like,
yeah, and they're like, so what are we doing? Like,
yeah,
nah, we
like,
ain't.
you can't tag it. We ain't doing jack shit,
Hey,
man.
we ain't doing nothing. Yeah, go home and play your trumpet, homie. I get
Like,
it.
I
It
even had
is
to
what
stop
it is.
tagging places because people would know where it's at. And I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna be super mysterious on y'all. I'm done.
Real talk. I tell people all the time, you want to lurk in the shadows, man. That's how I do it. You know what I mean? Brother Blaze, shout out to DL Saint, setting the example. I appreciate that, bro. I'm just, like I said, man, I'm just an old man sitting in the attic talking to a computer, bro. What do I know? You know what I mean? Brother Rudy's out here. So, next question, fellas. Let's just keep this moving. How important is it to self-improve, to do the work? And we'll start with Money Mike on this one.
I believe it's extremely important. Now, I mean, I don't think you guys have a choice. I really don't, because you can take Instagram for that, and social media ever since like 2010, it's pretty much just opened the whole sexual marketplace up globally. I mean, think about it. I mean, Fresh and Fit and then talk about it all the time. All the guys talk about it. It's, a girl from freaking, I don't know, Oklahoma can get hit up by some dude in Miami or some dude in Dubai and be like, hey, let's come on my boat, come on my yacht. You know what I mean? We'll have a good time. It's different now. It really is, because they're not tied to the geographical location. So it's a whole different ball game. And now the women from the small town can see everybody. So now you're, as a man, even if you're living in that same part of town like Oklahoma or whatever, you're competing with dudes now that are in Miami getting yachts. You know what I mean? So it's a whole different game now, and you have no choice but to self-improve, right? And especially if you want to get like high quality women, right? Like attractive women, it's non-negotiable at this point. You have to get everything on point. And like I said, it comes down to the buckets, right? And you don't overdo one thing, and you have to do everything at once, right? You can't just focus on money at one point and then focus on your fitness and then focus on, game and, how to talk to girls. I mean, I look like a fool and I look like a weirdo. You have to do that all together. And what happens is that it creates this beautiful thing. Once you get everything together, you get your fitness together, you get your money together, they're going to come to you. They're going to, because naturally women are looking for people who have everything on point. So they're just going to naturally come into your orbit. So, and like I said, in 2022, you just can't be average anymore. You just really can't. You really can't. So it all just depends on the person, so.
That's what's up. Focus is real, man. What he's saying is 100% facts, young fellas out there, old fellas out there. Listen to him. And what Money Mike needs to do is focus on quit hitting shit when he's talking. All that's coming through the microphone, motherfucker. What's wrong with you? Get it together, homie. Get it together.
I got to fix it up, man. I got to fix it up.
And Brother Lincoln, man, what say you?
I say basically, it depends what you want out of life. If you don't have goals, cool. Chill, do your thing, work your love, whatever you're gonna do. I don't know what you guys doing, because I don't hang out with y'all. I don't. My whole group of friends is doing stuff, getting stuff done. That's a 9 to 5. It's a badass 9 to 5 anyway. Like, I just had a homie switch jobs and the shit. Even the job he switched to, the shit's badass. So if you looking to self-improve, then you're gonna self-improve. It's not even like everyone says in the space, like, you don't improve for women, you improve for yourself. So if you want something more, then you're just gonna have to put more work in. If you don't want something more for yourself and you're cool where you are, cool. Just like how Brother Swan said earlier, he said he's at the point where he's good. If he's good, there's no point. If he says he's good, he's good. There's no need for him to keep self-improving if he says he's good where he's at. Now, if he was 20 saying that, I'd be like, wow, you kind of know something. But I don't know how old he is, but he's old enough where he's good, living life. He got all the stuff he wanted to accomplish. He's good. I've gotten a lot of stuff done. I could easily say, yeah, I'm good. I'm going to chill for the next 20, 30 years. And I'd be fine. But me, I got a bunch of goals. I got a bunch of stuff I want to do. I want to be.
We'll get into that. We got that in part 2. So don't get ahead. You must have read ahead in the lesson plan. Boy, I told you I'll be reading ahead in the lesson plan. This old school. This old school.
Yeah.
We don't be doing
Yeah.
tests just to be testing, goddammit. We want to make sure you learn something. You know what I mean?
But that's my point. Yeah, that's in the nutshell. Yeah. Uncle Say get me together, y'all. He get me together.
Damn, trying, you motherfuckers. I swear to gosh, man. You know what I mean? It just when I'm through with
Niggas don't
y'all,
listen.
y'all don't listen. When I get ready, when I get done with y'all gonna be like this.
Get some. Get some.
That's what y'all gonna be doing. We gonna have y'all ready. You know what I mean? Let's catch up with the chat right now. You know, we got Brother J. Cole, RIP to the Godfather Kevin Samuels. He always preached, do the work, gentlemen. Absolutely, you must do the work. There are no cheat codes, my friends. There are no cheat codes, right? There's only one way to get there, man. That is a very hard road. There's nothing but blood, sweat, and tears, tons of pain, bro. So just get used to the suck. That when I was in the military, that's what those hardcore guys would do. They would go out in the rain and the cold, just sit there and fucking be miserable. Like, what are you doing? Like, I'm just getting used to the suck. Because when we go to the field, it's always like that. If it ain't raining, we ain't training. If it ain't snowing, we ain't going. Man, like war compared to the way we trained was easy. Man, send me to combat. Don't send me back over on this training op. That's how bad it was. That's how hard we went. And that's how people from my generation, that's how we move. This whole everybody gets a trophy thing that's going on now and this shit that, there are no losers bullshit. There are fucking losers. Ask the Russians right now. They ain't got their asses kicked right out of Ukraine. They lost. You know, they might rally up and come back, but trust me, there's some fucking losers. You know what I mean? So just putting that out there for all my friends who out there talking about Russia gonna win. Okay.
That's how basketball was. Like, I remember we used to have these things. We didn't do suicides. What our coach came up with was called 17s. And you had to touch from instead of the long way, it's the side to side. You had to touch each line, and then after we got that, you had to get it. I forgot the exact time limit. You had to get it done. But it was 17 line touches, and then we had these bleachers, and then you had to run the bleachers, and then that would be like one rep.
That's what's up.
And remember, this is when I was playing my summer ball, and that gym didn't have air conditioning, so we're running in a no, and he didn't care. He was just like,
Brother Lincoln, what is air conditioning? I'm old. You know what I mean?
That's why you got old, is because you didn't have air conditioning. That's why you aged faster.
Damn right. We had no air conditioning. What's that? Y'all got purified water and spring water, man. We had to drink out that nasty ass hose, man. Got all that good stuff in there.
I drunk out the hose before a couple times, so it's not, I'm not that far gone. Look
at Money Mike up there just being quiet, like, well, I ate a lot of cake when I was little. I mean, I don't know about
Exactly.
I ate a lot of cake. Let's catch up with the chat real quick. Brother Blaze, man. The real life lessons are worth more than any social interaction that are fabricated online. That's real talk, bro. You know what I mean? Shout out to you. That's a damn good point. And Brother Blaze continues, doing the work involves getting knocked down and leaving to get back up regardless. You know what I mean? Yeah, bro. You get knocked down, you got to get up, man. Just like that Captain America shit, bro. I could do this all day. That's how we grew up, man. Like you take your knocks, but then you come back. You come back. Let me ask y'all this, both of y'all. One simple question: yes or no? Have you ever been punched in the mouth? Money Mike.
Yes.
Brother Lincoln.
I got slapped, but
so you ain't taste the blood. You ain't get punched. Well, you got elbowed though, right? I'm sure you got elbowed on the court.
Oh, I got elbowed so many times. I've had so many bloody noses, like so.
So you felt the pain. You seen the blood.
Yeah.
Fellas, you gotta have that.
Where it's so bad, where it's like, you almost start like you're not crying, but because you get hit in your nose, you just start tearing up.
That shit hurts.
Yeah,
that shit hurts, fellas. There's no way around it. You know what I mean? Like success is only gained through pain. No pain, no gain. That's it, man. You hurt yourself, rub some dirt on it. Right? Where the Navy SEALs get shot in the field, man, they shove dirt into the bullet hole. That's what they do until they can get medical attention. They shove mud into it. You know what I mean? They plug the hole. Bro, hardcore shit right there, man. Brother William is in the house. What's good, bro? What is good? You know what I mean? Shout out to you. You know what I mean? And Fresh and Fit Dallas, we up. Yes, y'all are, man. Y'all showing the brother love. I really appreciate it. I got a video that I want to put up here, man. You guys were on a podcast, the Purple Pill Podcast. Y'all wanna set that up for me? Like, what is tell me all about that.
Shout out to Sergio. That's the guy. I met him in the Discord. We had a bunch of conversations just throughout the day, like over the past couple months. and he finally said he was gonna do it. I've seen him literally get the packages in for the for the podcast, so I already knew this stuff was coming up, and he was like, "Hey, you want to come on it?" And I was like, "Yeah, when I get some time." And Mike came into town, so I was like, "All right, I'll go on it with Mike," and then that's how.
That's what's up. So shout out to him. I definitely know how hard it is to do that shit, man. Shout out to him. Let's check this out, man. We're gonna set this up, y'all. They had a couple beautiful young women on the show, and this is the part where Sergio, his name is Sergio. Sergio wanted to stir the pot a little bit. He wanted the two groups to rate each other. In other words, the guys to rate the girls and the girls to rate the guys. And this was based on relationship quality, like 0 to 10 or 1 to 10 relationship wise. And so this is just that clip from there right here. So let's check this out, y'all.
I wanted to ask another somewhat little spicy question for y'all to kind of judge each other on. What number? And we're gonna start this time with the guys because I want the girls to get pissed off a little bit maybe, and it actually.
Man, y'all in them damn sunglasses, boy.
So what number would you give each of them? And I want you to base it off of an all around, not just their looks, but everything you've heard about them tonight in a relationship. I want you to know what number you'd rank them as a relationship girl. Like a 1 through 10. Is she a 10? She's awesome.
Y'all both sitting there. I know what y'all both thinking separately. Y'all both thinking like, I'm so fine, these sunglasses, I'll smash me. Isn't that what y'all was thinking? Isn't that what y'all was thinking?
I wasn't thinking I was fine. I'm sexy, man.
Oh my God. Like, yo.
Hey, you see I put the cocoa butter on the thigh. You see the light shining off the thigh right there.
Come on. Would you
pause? Wait, pause. Time the fuck out, nigga. What'd you say? What the fuck did you just say? Did you just ask me if I was looking at your thighs, bro?
Hey,
bro.
I didn't ask you. Said.
Hey, y'all, we finna turn this shit off. I'm about to go to Dallas right now and deal with this young man.
You get frisky, man. Pause, man.
Pause. Not just pause, nigga. Stop. We need to stop.
Hit the brakes.
Fresh and fit Dallas, man. What the hell?
Hey, man.
And shout out to Sergio in the chat. It was that.
Y'all should hit the Discord. The Discord works. They be wilding in the Discord.
I bet y'all do be. I'm gonna get in there, y'all. I'm real tied up, but I promise you, I told Big Mo, and I promise y'all, I'm gonna get in that Discord. Sergio, shout out to you, Purple Pill Podcast in the building. Yo, brother Sergio, if you ever want to come to this platform, you are welcome. You're more than welcome, man. And if you just have any questions or anything like that, hit me up, bro. On Instagram, get my information from the brothers. But let's get back to the video.
At relationship, she'd be the best kind of girlfriend for any guy, or is she a 5, not that good, or a 1, a horrible relationship girl? Rock, paper, scissors. All right, man.
And y'all took that shit from Fresh and Myron, man. Come up with your own shit. Y'all could have played another game.
Are we supposed to play patty
0.
cake?
Nah. All right, for Jess, I would say so. It's all around relationship. Whatever, all that. All around number based on looks, personality, everything, but in a relationship. I would say just probably 4. And that's just why? Too friendly.
Wow. Okay.
Too friendly. It's just gonna get annoying. But the difference is like you can correct that. That's something easy to correct. Dude before like mess with you, like you just didn't say anything. Because you said you'd correct it earlier, So it's a 4, but it could change if she wanted to correct it.
Yeah. Is it based on that one thing about being friendly, too friendly, or all around? Okay.
Yeah, that a couple other things, but that's the main point. I mean, it might be a good thing to take away for future. You know, it might be. That's it. Like as you said, like you do everything else. So it's like that's what I seen the relationship you've been in. That's been the only thing that didn't work out. If the dude would have said it earlier, you'd probably still be like together with him. Yeah, no, that's a good advice, man. So what do you think about for Drea though? Drea, stay out the club.
I don't even be in the club. I really don't go out. Honestly,
Hey, yo, bro, when you said that shit, man, I lost it. Like, stay out the club. And she's like, I don't even be in the club. And then she was like, I used to always be in the club. I'm like, what's that?
Self-snitching, man. Like,
self-snitching, bro. Self-snitching. And that's what's up, man. I mean, I really wanted that part in there because, like, Linky came hard with it, man. He wasn't even playing. But what I really wanted to point out is, do you see how the women are actually, they're listening?
Yeah.
Like, they're listening. They didn't get triggered. They weren't tripping. They're listening. They're like, oh, okay. Why? Because they're going to modify their game. They're going to modify their game.
I told everyone they were nice. Like I didn't have no issue with them all before and on. Like they were super friendly, cool and stuff. So
that's what's up. And what was your take on all that, brother Mike?
Yeah, I mean those chicks. I mean, shout out to them. They weren't really like what was the word? Non-agreeable. I mean, they were just sitting there listening. They actually took in, like you said, they took in a lot of what we said, and obviously there was a few things that they disagreed with, but they didn't really come too hard, and that's fine. I mean, I wish I would have got a little bit more out of them myself. You know what I mean? I wish they would have come back a little bit more, but they were just sitting there. They were listening, man. I was like, all right, whatever. I mean, taking the game. Hopefully, you don't go back to the streets. You know what I mean? Use that shit to your best ability. You know what I mean?
I'm happy they didn't get active because then they would have made me look like an asshole because I wasn't gonna take nothing on camera. It would have got bad. They ugly on that joint.
It would have got bad. Plus, nothing would have been learned. I mean, this was a really and shout out to Purple Pill Podcast, man. If his content continues on this level, he's definitely gonna have something there.
Oh, that's Stu. That's Stu right there, William. That's Stu.
That's Stu. So we got Brother Blaze, like sub to the homies channel, Purple Pill Pod. Yes, please sub to Purple Pill Podcast and brother. Yes, Purple Pill Podcast. I love to do a red versus purple debate with you, man. Yeah, absolutely. Whenever you want, man, holler at me. It's on. You know what I mean? We could absolutely have that debate. So that's what's going on. Mr. Savage in the building, bruv, was good. Yeah, man. Yeah, that was crazy. And Brother Williams, big up Lincoln and Mike. It's your boy Stu. That's what I was saying. Stu D from the Fresh and Fit Dallas.
He was another old head in the.
Shout out to you, man. He's one of the old heads in there. But we love him, man. One of the old heads, but we love him.
I mean,
he's not as old as you, but he up there.
Trying to say something? You didn't have to throw that shit in there, did you? He ain't as old as your ass.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He ain't quite
he ain't as old as you, Uncle Saint. You know what I'm saying?
He ain't got back problems yet.
I got tons of them, bro. I got tons of them. Like Uncle Saint, Uncle Saint was in kindergarten with Moses. I ain't that old, y'all. You know what I mean? Like Uncle Saint was he blazed to the burning bush, bro. Y'all ain't know that. Dude, old.
Uncle Saint took the ark to school.
I did. Still got it. They can't find the Ark of the Covenant because I got it. You know what I mean? I be talking to God all the time, like, hello, what's good? Yeah, put Jesus on. You know what I mean? Put Jesus on. I got a problem with some of the stuff his people doing down here. Oh. You know what I mean? The Lord, Lord, listen, your trailer park people, Lord, you got to do something about these folks. You got to do something about these folks. But anyway, I digress. You know what I mean? We gonna keep it going. Brother Blaze, man, don't be scared to spell out D Stu. Yo, man, I can't even spell that. Y'all know I got primitive education over here, bro. You know what I'm saying? I got primitive education over this joint. So let's continue. Let's keep rolling, man. This is the perfect segue into dating. And you know what I mean? And we're having fun here, but I definitely want to take this a little bit serious. I came up in the dating world, bro. Like when I hit the dating world as a young teen, bro, we talking the 80s, mid 80s, real talk. Mid 80s until now. I've seen a lot in that world, bro. And I'm here to tell you things have definitely changed. In my opinion. So with that in mind, bro, what's the sexual marketplace like today? We'll start with Brother Lincoln.
Yeah, like we were talking about earlier, if you don't got your stuff together, like I feel like half of these chicks won't even look your way. Like for real, like I have my stuff together. Sometimes the girls are still like their head is so far gone. It's like they're like, nah, I'm good. You're not a rapper, you're not an athlete, I'm straight. But as well, there's still a lot of good girls out here. Like a lot of people in the space like to say, oh, no girls. Nah, bro. There's a lot of like good girls. Like the girls I mess with, like as far as Texas, living in Dallas, Houston, Austin, like there's still a lot of good girls out here that are cool. You just have to come out them the right way. If you try to come out them with all that extra red pill stuff, like they're gonna walk away because they're like, it's just too. Like I hear a lot of guys that look like just be too. There's no. It's game, but it's not game. There's no flirting. They don't know how to flirt. I think that's the issue. There's no game in between. Like they know how to hold frame and all that, but there's no real game.
Right. And I think what you're getting at is this. These guys go in with their checklist and they go in the checklist. Oh, okay, code approach. Okay, I got to. Okay, you're almost as cute as me. Check. Okay, you know what I mean? That's not game, fellas. You know what I mean? You can't be technical like that. So I agree with you. And just making up numbers, and then we're going to ask Brother Mike for his response. Just making up numbers in the Dallas area, you know what I mean, in your opinion.
Yeah.
What is the percentage of good girls versus the 304 bad girl? Just making up numbers here.
I'd say good girls is probably like, I'd say 50-50. It just depends on what like clubs you hang out at.
Now take all that in consideration. Let's talk about the clubs. I know you do work in the college scene. I'm not trying to put you on blast, but I know how you move. I know how you move. I know you do work in the corporate scene as well. Like, you know, you work in a broad amount of bubbles. Taking all that into consideration, what would you say the breakdown is? Good to bad.
I would say bad girl is like 60%, and then like 40, 60-40. Really.
60-40 bad. And bad just being they just bout it. Like they want what they want. They trying to get what they want to get.
They just doing
hot girl. Yeah, city girls we up type things.
And the stuff will easily switch depending on what like club or where you're meeting these girls at. It would like easily switch.
But on average, you would say it seems to be the majority of women seem to be sliding to that city girl life.
And it's funny because like like they talk about like the career woman and all that, and there is some girls that are like career blah 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 that are like making their own money and stuff. But the problem is not their career; it's just they don't know how to switch it off. They don't know how to be like, oh, I'm with my man now. This is like I should respect him. This isn't some dude for my job. And that's the big issue. And like, if girls can figure out how to switch it off, it would be way different. But most girls don't know how to switch it off.
Damn, that's a good point. That is a damn good point. Brother Jason's in the house, man. I got to show him some love. You talk about one of my day ones right there, holding it down out of Detroit, man. We're going to be on here real soon talking about credit. And brother Blaze, DL Saint doing the damn thing, loving the show. Just men chopping it up. We need more of these spaces, and we're going to continue to build more of these spaces. Purple Pill is out there. We're going to get him up and running. I'm right here. We're going to keep it up and running. We got what we know. Our brothers are out there fresh and fit, holding it down in the trenches, leading from the front. We're going to continue to do it, man. We're going to join the fight. Brother Mike, same question for you, Brother Mike. You know what I mean? What is the sexual marketplace like today? And then that same question as far as breaking it down, good girls versus bad girls, keeping in mind you're in Nashville, right? You're in Tennessee, and Brother Lincoln was just talking about Texas, but you do travel. So what say you, bro?
Yeah, so I mean, if you just look at the sexual marketplace from like a bird's eye view, right? To put it simply, you know, it's to all the winners goes spoils. Like if you're willing to put in the work as a guy to really become the man that you want to be, right? That these women want, because look, the show is a prime example, right? That girl that was next to Sergio, right? That the older chick, right? She was like, you know, I think if I understand correctly, Sergio, if you're still in the chat, you can correct me on this. She wanted like a guy that made 125, 150K a year, right? And we know by stats, it's like, I forgot the exact stat, but it's like 50 women want men that make at least 52% more than them or something like that. You know, the number now might be dead accurate, but it's around there. So all women want the same thing, man. They all want the same thing. And some of them are more overt about it, and some of them are a little more low key about it. You know, they might not be, you know, I think Myron said it back in one show. He was like, some girls are just better at hiding the shovel, right? They're just better at hiding the shovel.
Now I will say this, being the old man, since y'all keep reminding me how fucking old I am, y'all know my address, right? If I pass out, man, somebody got to call 911, send me some help.
Oh, you don't have life alert? Like
I'm falling, I can't get up. Yo, you see, y'all ain't right.
My back.
Y'all, my neck and my back. My neck and my back. But I like being old, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't think I was gonna make it, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You get all the discounts and stuff. You senior
almost. I'm not quite that old, but I can't wait till I get there. I'm gonna have that discount card. I'll be everywhere with that discount card, man. I'll be trying to get discounts on bottles and Komodo with Fret. Hey, senior citizen. Senior citizen. For real. Look, I'll be bringing my dog in and everything. Had that little poodle right here, boy. Like, what's up, senior citizen? I'm glad to have a dog. But anyway, let's get back on track, man. My bad. Y'all know I'll be getting off. One thing I do want to say about what you just said, Brother Mike, and you know, being the old guy, I got to be able to say this, man. Be real careful using absolutes. Be real careful when you say all women or all this or all that.
The majority.
Be very careful saying that. You know what I mean? And that it causes people to look at you a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's like, come on, man, because we know that's not the case. We know that there are good women out there, and it's just the bubbles that we move in. So be very careful with that. But having said all that, bro, what would you say that breakdown is? That percentage of good girl versus bad girl? Because you know the biggest criticism that the red pill get, in particular Fresh and Fit, they're like, oh, you in Miami, and all them they ain't number 304s down there in Miami. You know what I mean? These girls ain't got none on their mind. All women ain't like that. But we know these women come to Miami from all over the country to be on that show. So what would you say that breakdown is, man? Just making up numbers.
Well, yeah, I would agree that I would say that probably, you know, the majority of the women that you wouldn't want to marry, right, they probably reside in like the bigger cities, you know what I mean? Like Miami, Dallas, Houston, you know, all those LA, all those kind of places, New York, because that's where the money is, right? That's where all the big ballers are. And it's and obviously, you know, there's obviously a lot of girls from like the flyover states that don't necessarily think that way. You know what I mean? So you're right. There is women out there that you can take seriously. Would you agree that they're just harder to find nowadays?
Absolutely, they hard to find, man. It's like finding a crackhead leprechaun, bro. They out there, I'm sure, somewhere, but they hard to find.
And
you know what I mean?
And I just wanted to clarify, you know, I was just speaking on generalities. You know, obviously, there's good women out there. You know, obviously, like, you know what I mean? Like, I met them. You know, they're very good women. You know what I mean? So, but it's getting a lot harder nowadays. And would you say it's getting worse, or would you think it's getting any better? Or do you think it's going to get worse before it gets better?
Absolutely getting worse. It's absolutely getting worse. And I mean, I'm telling you this, it's just as an old dude. If I were y'all age, and side note, this is how you know you old. When I was your age, right? That's when you know you're old, when you say shit like that, right? So I'm old. But if I were in y'all shoes right now, I would be slaying the Foxy Brown. Because think about it. When I came up, women still wanted to be looked upon as virtuous, right? It was a stigma to be out there and be a 304. That's where I came from. That was that pager thing. I'd be over there talking to some chick, and one of my homeboys would be like, shoot me that 304. Like look down like, oh, okay, I'm about to smash this, right? And it was a negative stereotype, you know what I mean, for women. They didn't want to be known as hoes. But now, you know what I mean, city girls, we up. Look at a lot of these entertainers. Look at how they, you know what I mean, it's good. Body counts don't matter, which they don't for an older guy. Like, we don't really care about body count. But if it's known, if I'm dealing with a woman, I come to find out 5 of my associates done smashed her, I'm going to look at her differently. That's not somebody, you know what I mean? That's embarrassing. I can't bring this chick up in here and she, you know what I mean? She done doodle-brown my dude over here. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's embarrassing. So yeah, I think it's getting worse. I think it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. But I'm cynical and I'm old. That's how we think. You know what I mean? It's like the sky's falling, bro. So how do y'all think? Do y'all think it's going to get worse? Or do you know what I mean? What do you think about it over the next 5 years, 10 years? And Brother Mike, you can go first.
Honestly, it's probably going to get worse because, I mean, social media is only becoming more prominent. You know what I mean? We're going much deeper into the digital age, and think about it. I mean, there's shout out to somebody in the Discord, in the FNF Dallas Discord. Somebody sent like a photo of like a sex doll that was in the doggy style position in a dumpster, and you know what I mean. And somebody in the chat, you know, whoever you are, say who you are, because that was funny. You know what I mean? But there was like a sex doll in the dumpster, and it was in the doggy style position. So guys are already getting it, you know, because guys will go. When it comes to getting sex, you know what I mean? They're just going to do it, whatever's easiest for them, right? Why they're going to go out there and talk to some chick, especially if they're not the men that they need to be. Why are they going to go out and talk to some chick and try to court them? It's like, they're going to be like, fuck it. I'm going to just go fuck this sex doll and put her in a doggy's position and throw her in a dumpster afterwards. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. So it's already getting worse. And, you know, I can't foresee it getting better anytime soon.
That's crazy. Brother Link, what you thinking?
I say it's gonna get better because I see a lot of girls starting to like figure it out, like, and running around like having these hot girl summers is literally it's hot girl summer for a reason. I have a couple homegirls and they like even like I've talked to them. They're like, oh, I'm gonna go do this with all these guys. I'm gonna be a dude. I'm like, okay. Talk to them 2 months later. Like all my emotions are everywhere. This guy, you can just tell they're all frustrated. And then they're like, yeah, you were right, Lincoln. I should have did that. Blah blah blah. And they're just understanding it more. And they're just more like, they're just waiting. I see a lot of girls waiting for more guys to get their stuff together. Like,
okay, there's
like a couple girls I've like talked to that are good friends of mine. They've said like, yeah, like I like this dude. They keep hanging out with him, but they're just like, dang, if he just cleaned and like took me out maybe once a month, like especially in like the age group, like those college guys, like if you just took me out once a month, like I'd be cool with that. Like simple stuff. And some dudes can't even like do that, or maybe can't afford it to, because that's what I skipped the whole college girl thing. I ain't even never even been at that level. I went high school, grown women. Oh my God.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Continue. What was that? What was that about you skipping the college? What was that?
I skipped the college. I went straight from high school to grown women.
Is that right?
That's right.
So I'm to believe you ain't smashed no Foxy Brown, no college Foxy Browns. I'm sorry. Is that
no?
What
I did, but it's like in Dallas. No, listen. Let me break this down for you. Watch. It's gonna stop spinning once I finish this bar. See, look, it's already slowing down. But in Dallas, it's different because in most states or places where the college is, it's like a college town. In Dallas is one of the few places where you got a college town, but you still have a bunch of grown dudes spending money. So it's not like, oh, okay, I'm gonna mess with the college guys, blah blah. They see all the same things that 24, 25-year-olds, 26, 27 girls are seeing, but they 21, 18 getting into the club with all the dudes that are millionaire, like multi-millionaires making money and stuff like that, flexing, scammers, all that stuff. So they don't even look towards like a normal dude whatsoever.
All right, bro. I'm just saying, I know you knocking down them college girls like bowling pins, homie. I already know, bro. Come on, man. Probably been doing it since you was a junior in high school, man, because you an athlete, man. Stop it, man.
I got to get to church. I got to.
Oh, no, you a holy man now. Oh, you a Templar now. All right, you a holy man.
Church,
yeah, all right. Okay. All right, I'm just saying. Y'all know Uncle Saint ain't taking that bullshit, man. Come on, man.
We don't do none of that.
Say again. They don't do none of that. Brother Dusto's in the house, man. What's good, fam? Welcome. We got Foxtrot Sierra podcast is in here. You know what I'm saying? Lifelong, one of the day ones over there in Fresh and Fit World. What's good, brother? Welcome. And we were talking about what we were saying before, say in general, not all. Like, you know what I mean? That's real good. Brother Jason Johnson is saying 22% good. And then Foxtrot Sierra podcast again. Go over there and for real, go ahead and get him a subscribe over there, man. He's doing some good work. He's talking about the history of warfare, really focusing a lot on World War II, World War I, and he's going to expand out a little. Go over there and support our brother over there, Foxtrot Sierra. He's been on this platform. I've been on his, and I'm going to continue to work with him, man. Let's get that going. Things will get worse before it gets better. I'm of that mind, but you know what? I'm listening to what Brother Lincoln is saying. There's a lot to that. You know, women aren't stupid. There's a lot to that, bro. I think women kind of they kind of go with the herd until they realize, like, wait a minute, this is bad for me. And luckily, if they're lucky enough that they didn't have it on their phone, if it's not in the cloud, if they can keep it in the closet, they might be able to redeem themselves. But if it's out there like that, it's gonna be tougher. It's gonna be tougher.
A lot of videos of these 304s getting bust down. So
exactly. I hope, like in your story, I hope your friend did not get it on video, Brother Blaze. It was a pic from the stuff I find at work, and that's reference, I think, the sex doll thing. Brother Blaze, again, I had to share it with my dudes. Share it to my dudes. That's what's good. Brother Jason, the propeller got me dead. Oh yeah, man. Y'all know I ain't messing around, man. When I hear some cap, I got to put it on, bro. When I hear some cap, I ain't messing around with no college girl. But that's cappity cap right there. That's Kappa Alpha Psi cap right there. Like, what the hell? You should be stumping. You should be out there doing your little when you say some bullshit like that, bro. Come on now. You know what I mean? So let's keep it rocking. All right, here's the next question right here for both of y'all, man. And please give some thought. And whoever, I think we'll start with Brother Lincoln on this one, I think. So, we're talking about you as individuals now. Are you in the top 20% or bottom 80% when it comes to, you know what I mean, the sexual marketplace? And y'all know what I'm making reference to, right? Most women don't even see the bottom 80. They want the top, they want the best of the best, they want the top 20. You know what I mean? So would you put yourself in the top 20 or the bottom 80 at this point, right now, where you are in your life?
Top 20.
Top 20, and why?
I'm in decent shape. I make decent money especially at my age, and it's pretty much really finna go crazy. And I have my own spot, have my own car. Like, I've been hearing from these girls, most dudes don't even have their own car and own place.
All right. All right,
real talk. Older than me, so
yes, real talk, brother Mike.
Especially where I live, so it's like even different especially where I live and the stuff I be doing. So yeah,
right. Okay, I'll give you that, brother Mike.
I guess when it comes to that, really you have to compare your ages, right? Because obviously a guy who has the same mentality that I do to really work and become the best version of themselves, right? If they're in their 30s, they have way more life experience. They just have way more skin in the game, right? So, if you're just asking for me, if I'm gonna compare it to like my age, I'm 22, so I would say, I'm in the top 20% because, like I said, I would say I'm in better shape than 95% of guys I walk through in life, and especially a lot of dudes my age as well. And, I got my money together, you know what I mean? I would say I'm pretty good with ladies, you know what I mean? Shout out to my queens out there,
That's what's up. And so, here's the thing. And in this space, especially, man, y'all talking to Uncle Saint, man, this ain't no PC shit over here, bro. We men up in this joint. You know what I mean? So I need to tell y'all this as young men, there is no fucking weight class when it comes to this game, right? There is no fucking weight class. There is no age class, right? Either you getting it or you ain't. Right. So the only question you need to be asking yourself is, have I smashed something in the past week? And if the answer is yes, you're in the top 20 because you getting it. And getting women is hard. Period. Am I lying?
So for some guys it is, I guess.
You feel me? But are we talking wild, or are we just being 100% with it?
Yeah, it's 100. It's 100.
We being 100% with it, brother Mike. If you out there, you smashing something, that is very difficult to do. Very difficult indeed. As a matter of fact, I
gotta wait, Saint, real quick.
Go ahead.
We talked about this in the Discord. I said it's not even smashing something. A lot of these dudes might be smashing something, but it might be smashing something they like.
Okay. But they still smash. But still, though, to even get to that.
Yeah.
To even get to that. Right? If you smashing the low-hanging fruit or even a fruit on the ground, at least you doing that. You did. You know what I mean? Like, brother Mike, I see you thinking, man, what you thinking on?
No, it's I was just going back to what Lincoln said, because obviously it is difficult for most guys out there, in general, you know what I mean? But, like I said, like if you do the work first, a lot of guys hustle backwards, right? If you just do the work, right, in order to, when it comes to your fitness, when it comes to your finances, when it comes to you being palatable, when it comes to talking and really explaining who you are and stuff like that, your stuff with your game and all that stuff, your mindset as well, you just level up in all of these things and they just come naturally to you. Sometimes you don't really have to try that much. You know what I mean? And a lot of guys, go ahead.
And I hear what you're saying. And I agree. And because I have this conversation with Jay Swans all the time. We've been having this conversation for the past 6 months. Right, because he's kind of like you guys, right? Jay Swans, 6'3", 220 pounds, stud, paratrooper, ranger, air traffic controller. You know what I mean? Making good money, got an amazing wife, right? All that, and he's like, "Come on, bro, dude, it's easy to get it. It's easy. All you gotta do is go up and say hi." Really? There's something I want y'all to watch right here, man. Watch this, and we're gonna get back into this conversation. But check this out. This is Bill Maher. This is like a real time with Bill Maher. Please watch this right here, y'all. Pay attention.
The most unstable nations in the world have one thing in common, and that is they have too many lonely, broke, and alone men. It's the most dangerous person in the world. Salman Rushdie wasn't attacked because of the fatwa. He was attacked because a guy was living in his mother's basement. We have a crisis among young men, and it starts at a young age. Young men are twice as likely on a behavior-adjusted basis to be suspended. 7 in 10 high school valedictorians are women. For every 2 female graduates from college in the next 5 years, you only have one. The scariest stat, walking down the avenue that is America, only 1 in 3 men under the age of 30 have had sex in the last year. And you hear sex and your brain fires, but the bottom line is, it's a key step to the elemental foundation of any society, and that is relationships. Young men aren't attaching to work. They aren't attaching to women. They aren't attaching to schools. We are producing too many of the most dangerous person in society, and we are losing out on a key. We're not going to have kids. We're not going to have a productive society. We're going to have more violence, and also we're going to have a society that does not value young men, and they do not. Young men are different. They develop later. And by the way, if you're a young man, this work from home thing is a disaster.
Yo, And this is Uncle Saint doing his Uncle Saint shit. This is just an old man trying to put y'all onto some game. Did you hear what he said? Right?
Yeah.
Those men are not even getting sexual access. They can't even smash the fruit on the ground. You hear what I'm saying?
Right.
Right? So what are they doing? They're sitting around. They're lonely. They're weirder than ever. Right? They're playing violent video games. They're watching violent movies. Right? They're watching porn until their dick don't work anymore. And when that doesn't work, what do? They grab something like that thing behind me and they go into a school full of children and they let it go. You hear what I'm saying? This is a problem. This can destroy America. The reason I got you two brothers up here, because you have no clue what that's like. And Brother Mike, even you started out, you was a big guy. And you know what I mean? And you had a rough time in high school, but you turned that shit around instantly. What about those guys that were like you that never turned it around?
One, they're not willing to accept reality, right? Because think about it, they're all behind the screen now. There's rarely any communication with people in the outside world, right? And one of the most dangerous thing in the world is an emotional man. Like, a lot of people don't understand the chaos that men are capable of, right? And we live in a world now where men, and I'm not saying men shouldn't have emotions, right? But we're teaching men nowadays to really get super in touch with their emotions, right? Okay, but that sounds cool. That sounds nice on paper, right? But as soon as shit hits the fan, right? Or something goes wrong in their life, boom, they're gonna go get the piece behind you and they're gonna go and do what they gotta do. You know what I mean? Because in their head, there's no escape. In their head, there's no future for them, right? They can't envision a life better than what's going on in their head, because they're not going out there and really trying to really do the work. Like I said, they're not going to do the work. They're not going to interact with people. And like I said, man, that's the real problem. And I agree. I really do agree.
Yeah, and meanwhile, right, you got social media people out here living their best life with all the fake filters and the rented cars and the Airbnbs, and they're making everybody look like, look at me, I'm doing the work. And I'm only saying this to put it in the old
think tank. Arch, nothing gets past the old think tank. Nothing.
I want to embed this deep into the think tank. Right? I want everyone who can hear my voice, and anyone who's watching this show, especially young men. And I don't care what color you are. I don't care what economic background you come from. This affects all men equally. This is why I said to you, bro, there is no fucking weight class. There is no age class. Either you getting it or you ain't. There's a reason it's hard to get into the top 20%. There's a reason we got that 80-20, which is really starting to become 90-10. And these guys are going out here blaming women for it. Right? And then they'll go, like y'all said, they'll go down this rabbit hole and they'll find that black pill bullshit. And then they'll really want to act on that violence. You know what I mean? So you see how it all comes together. You know what I mean? So, I took a note from Brother Andrew Tate. I'm going to entertain you. I'm going to make you laugh, and then I'm going to hit you with some real shit. This is real shit right here, man. Our country is fucking falling apart from the inside out. No one outside can touch us. No one. I'm here to tell you. There's no country on this fucking planet that's going to mess with America. We'll fuck them up with remote control. You know what I mean? Never mind a human body. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't worried about that, but we are killing ourselves from within. So it's so important that people see Brother Mike and Brother Lincoln, and they hear these chats from everybody who's in here. Do the fucking work, gentlemen. Right? We're going to get to emotions in a little bit, man. So yeah, now I'm going to get back to being nice. I don't want to scare anybody. Ain't nobody getting a whooping.
I got something real quick.
Go ahead, Brother Lincoln.
I think it's like he said emotions, but it's like doing the work, but even it's not just doing the work, but just knowing, like Tate said, it's going to suck. Like, there's times, like, my really close friends, they know, like, shit sucked. Like, I have a friend, I'm not going to say his name, but there's a story when I was staying at his crib where I got a bunch of stuff went wrong that day. And then to cap it all off, at his apartment, I parked in the wrong spot and my car got towed. And I was just like, my car got, no, that's not the word I said. I said, they towed my shit. And we say it all the time, like on the phone and stuff. I was like, they towed my shit. And we laugh about it now, but then it was like, bro, fuck, bro. Now I gotta pay for this? God damn it, bro. And it's
right. But what did you do though? What did you do? Did you fucking give up? Did you quit? Did you blame anybody else? What did you do?
Figure that shit out.
Figure that shit out. And that's what you're supposed to do, bro. And that's why I'm proud of y'all. That's why I fuck with y'all, man. That's why I got y'all on my platform, man. You know what I mean? I don't waste my fucking time. You know what I mean? You guys are adding so much value right now. And I just hope that the men and women out there are fucking listening. I hope y'all listening, because you heard it here first.
Yeah, and the thing with men is that, you know, you can say when you can have it in the parameters of a relationship with a girl or just in life in general. You know, as a man, you want 100% authority of your life, right? Well, if you want 100% authority, you need 100% responsibility as well. You know what I mean? Men nowadays are really not taking responsibility for where they are in life, right? So they see where they are and they're choosing, right? Because it's always a choice, right? Everybody has a choice. So you can either choose to be where you're at right now, or you can choose to go through the mistakes, right? Because there's obviously going to be mistakes, right, along the way. But a lot of guys are too afraid to make these mistakes. But if you just go ahead and make the mistakes, improve on it, learn from it, right? Get around like-minded people, right, who are on the same mission as you, right, and are going through life on like with the purpose, right? They're going through life with the purpose. And once you can find those people and really curate your environment, and because that's what it is too. You're made by your environment, right? If you're surrounded by a bunch of bums, not doing anything, smoking weed, jacking off, you know, drinking every night till you're out of it, you know, is it going to be any surprise that you're going to end up like that? Or are you going to be around dudes who hustle, understand that, listen, every day is a chance for me to become 0.5% or 1% better, right, than I was yesterday, right? They understand that internally. I'm competing with the man in the mirror, right? I'm not competing with anybody else. I'm just competing with the man in the mirror. And if you surround yourself with other men and just people who think on that level, then you're going to be all right. Then you're going to be all right.
That's real talk. That's real talk. And again, this is what's really needed. I mean, you know, technology could be bittersweet. It could be a weapon, you know what I mean? Or it could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. This is how we use YouTube and what's going on with social media and all that to our advantage and try to get this word out. These two young men right here on the screen with me, and they know what time it is. You know what I mean? So I really hope y'all listening, young and old alike, men and women. I hope y'all are listening because we said it. You know what I mean? I was like, nah, I think it's all over. It's no hope. And then Brother Lincoln was like, nah, man, I think these women, I think they're going to come around. Yeah, it's going to be a lot more bullshit before that happens. But I think women are going to come around. And I'm sitting here thinking about what you said. I'm like, you know what? Maybe there is hope. You know what I mean? Because women, we do need a little bit of shame. And women feel that shame. They go out and they smash 3 dudes inside of 2 days. They feel that shit. Right. Oh, bro. I know chicks do that one night,
Lord.
bro.
Oh, Lord.
Bro, one night. I've seen it. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Like I said, Uncle Saint was a savage. I don't judge nobody. Do you? You know what I mean? I don't care. You know what I mean? But I'm a man. I'm going to get praised for it. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody going to look down on me. You got a lot of explaining to do, brother. Why'd you smash those 3 girls at the same time? Why? You know what I mean? Because I'm a man and I'm going to be all right. Shout out to Martin Lawrence. You know what I mean? But I got another question for y'all. Yep. Speaking of women, how are young women moving in today's sexual marketplace?
Mike, you got this one first.
Women today, really, they're just looking for the best that they can get, right? And like I alluded to earlier, you know, social media has changed the game, right? They see the best, now they think they're entitled to it. Now it's like, okay, you know, I see this guy on Instagram DMing me and all that stuff. And shout out to Fresh and Fit, right? They always say this, right? Women, they tend to conflate relationship attraction and sexual attraction, right? They always say, oh, I got a bunch of girls. I got a bunch of guys hitting me up on my DMs. It's like, yeah, okay, cool. But they just want to fuck you. They don't want to take you seriously. You know what I mean? Especially if you're on there posting a bunch of crazy pics, you know what I mean? Putting yourself out there, you know, advertising yourself to other men and all that stuff. And like, if you're posting yourself as a sex object, men are just going to treat you that way. Right. And how many men that they truly love, admire, and respect are going to actually take them seriously? That's the true metric of success. Right. And a lot of girls, they try to really lead with their wallet nowadays. It's like, oh, I make all this money. Oh, I'm doing all this with my career. Cool. That's great. But that doesn't benefit me. Right. That's cool. And I'm not saying that women can't go out there and do what they got to do. Like, do it. You know what I mean? That's cool. Just understand that it's not going to make you sexier in the marketplace. Right. And I'm not saying it'll make you a lesser of a person. Right. But it's just like, you have to understand that on an intrinsic deep level, men don't really care about that. Like, yeah, that's great. Like if you're making $100K plus a year, that's great. But that doesn't benefit me. You're not putting money in my pocket, right?
You're not gonna buy dinner. You're not paying for that dinner at Mr. Childs. I gotta pay for that. Hey, hold on 1 second, y'all. Just 1 second.
Oh Lord.
Gotta go take his back medicine.
Gotta take his back medication. Oh Lord.
Gotta replug in his life alert machine.
Man, y'all better cut out. They cut that shit out. Y'all fucking around. I come out there. I cut both of y'all. I cut you. That's what old dudes do. I cut you.
Your boy's gonna shoot me with a sniper rifle right now from a window, bro.
Nah, that's too far away, bro. I keep mine right here, bro. I don't need no rifles. I'm good with my sidearm. Homie. Nah, I'm just playing, y'all.
He's not playing. Uncle Say doing a lot of stuff, but he do not play.
Hey, man, it is what it is.
You don't miss either, apparently, so watch out. You don't miss it, apparently.
Yo, Brother Frank, Foxtrot Sierra podcast, man. Got to go to bed, boys. Fine collab deal. I just sent you a Telegram message. I got an idea on the next episode. Let me know what you think. Wilco, brother, I hit you up. Good night. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate it. Definitely gonna continue to help out with that, brother, and get that off the ground. And just help him to continue to grow that podcast. So, Brother Lincoln, did you want to add on to that, or are we cool to move on?
Rephrase. Can you say the question again? Because I think I had something. I just gotta make sure I put it together correctly.
Okay, no problem.
You big dummy.
So, the question: how are young women moving in the sexual marketplace today?
They moving the same. They just unguided. That's it. That's all. Like a lot.
Oh, that's a good point. Unguided. Okay, explain.
That's it. Because if they don't have their dad, or maybe they do have their dad, and maybe he's just not really in their life. Because I know a lot of girls that their dad's in their life as far as they go visit him. He's there, but he's not really there. Like they don't talk, or maybe he's just like he's the same. He's like a simp. Like maybe a simp dad, and he's just
so perhaps they don't respect him.
Yeah, maybe they don't respect him, or they just don't talk to him enough. And then it's like it's a weird concept, and then they're just like kind of out there. They don't want to be like on like some hoe stuff, but they're just like out there if that's what their friends are doing. Oh, my friend says it's fine, so okay, my friend says it's okay to be a hoe. I'm gonna be a hoe. So then they're just out there, and then you might meet one, talk to her a little bit. She's like, oh, that makes way more sense, and then she switch directions,
just like that.
Yeah, and then sometimes but there can be girls that have single moms, and the mom's like, "Hey, this is how stuff goes. You're not gonna be a hoe, blah blah blah." And then you don't have to worry about those. Because I know girls that are like broken up, like parents are split, but they're still like very like they're not doing the most out there, just talking to anyone. But I think it's the same thing. Is like a lot of dudes talk to the girls that like kind of they think that's like everyone can kind of talk to. Like some dudes won't approach like that 10 in the club. Or that 9 or like really bad chick in the club. Usually those chicks don't have that many followers on Instagram.
Y'all know my philosophy on that, right? Me and Jay Swans, we say this a million times. We'll say it a million times more. Whenever I'm out, if I'm on the hunt, I start with the finest woman in the room and I work my way down. Brother Mike, isn't that what I told you when we was in Miami?
Yeah. And it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. Because I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's because you said that when you approach the hottest girl first, the other girls are going to see that. They see that the confidence is there off it, right? And, and girls, girls in the room, when they're in the room together, they, they're nice about it, but they understand who the baddest chick in the room is, right? They know who it is. So when they see that you have the confidence off rip to approach them first, and then if you get rejected, I mean, if you get them, cool. But if you get rejected, the girls is like, okay, cool. Like, she is the baddest in the room objectively in their head, you know what I mean? So maybe he'll work my way down to me and all that stuff. And, it shows that you have confidence and that you're not afraid to really approach and do what you got to do. So
that's always been my philosophy. And even when I was broke as hell, and I tell you, I'll let y'all in a little secret. I always started with the 10s, rarely made it down to the 7s. I tell you this, I never made it past the 7s. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because they are watching. They are watching. Just like you said, Brother Lincoln, they are influenced by the herd.
Yeah.
You feel me? So always do that.
And when you talk to them, they're usually, that's why I say, like, I don't really, because most of the girls I mess with are like Latina or like foreign or something. So I never really get no crazy, like, girl just talking like off the rails, like super masculine or anything like that. Because they're either, no one talks to them, so they're like glad someone talked to them, or they're just like from that culture where it's like, they're not going to be super masculine and they might have a good home or they just know that's part of their culture, like to actually be feminine and stuff like that. So I never really I haven't ran into no girl that's like that crazy because I won't look towards her. I can just look at him like, gross.
Right.
I already know what type.
And that affects that helps you adjust. Like when I say I start with a dime, this is who I think is the most beautiful woman in the room. That's who I approach first. And all that is, to me, that's a given. I'm not going to talk to somebody, you know what I mean, who isn't elegant. I'm not going to approach some woman who doesn't seem to be, you know what I mean, a regal woman. I'm not going up to the trash. I'm not. I don't care how nice the BBL
Don't call
looks.
it trash. We gonna say it right. Sluts. We not talking to the sluts. We ain't playing around here. You trying to bring it back. No, this is sluts.
Hey.
You're around the bush. Come on, Sam.
Hey, I got to try to lead by example, man. I'm leading from the front here. I got to try. Fuck it. You right.
I forgot you a dad, so I gotta relax. You a dad. That's different.
I'm a dad. You ain't gotta relax. Say what you gonna say, man. Brother Williams saying they dad lame, can't relate to the game. That was to Brother Mike's point, which segues into the next question. Game. What does that word slant term mean to y'all? We'll start with Brother Mike.
Game is really just understanding how the marketplace is, and really it's just having that internal confidence in yourself, right? And right, you can't fake it either. You can't have that confidence if you don't do the work first, right? If you don't do, because I think it's what Myron says, accomplishments leads to accomplishments, which leads to confidence, then leads to, well, you know the thing. I forget it, but basically it's like if you do the work, you're going to have that internal confidence off rip. So a lot of guys, and it goes back to what I said earlier, they hustle backwards, right? They hustle backwards. And if they really were just to get their shit together, right, they would understand that, okay, I have this confidence in myself, right? Now let me go up to a girl and let me try to approach her the right way, not be a weirdo. You know what I mean? Just being like, okay, cool. It's just going up and saying hello, right? It's very simple, right? And I get it's hard for a lot of guys out there, but really you just go up there and say hello, but you won't have that confidence to approach if you don't believe that you're that guy that she's gonna like in the first place. So once you get that shit together, then it's really just about just going up, saying hello, and not looking like a weirdo.
All right, and Brother Lincoln, what's your take on it? Game. What does it mean to you?
Just act like you're gonna just say whatever you think. Say what you're gonna say, and then just live with it. Like you're gonna miss some. She might not laugh at the joke. That's fine. If you want to break it down into a point where you say you don't have any game, you're trying to learn some. All right, go to the club, don't drink. I don't even drink to this day. Go to the club, don't drink, and just remember every girl in there is not going to remember you tomorrow. You can talk there. Then once you get good at that, then just start speaking to like anybody in public. Then by that time, you should be good. Because like in my building right now, there's like, Mike's seen it. There's tons of pretty girls. I don't mess with them because I don't do the whole apartment thing. It's doing too much, but there's a bunch of pretty girls. And they come in the elevator, hey, how's you doing? How's your day going? Just normal conversation. Like how tall was that one chick that came in the elevator the other day? Wasn't she like 5'10"? She was going to play like volleyball or something.
Yeah, she was like 6'.
She was tall. Yeah, she was like 6'2", 6'2", tall, blonde chick.
Wow. But you know what?
And I was just telling Mike, like, hey, these girls be bad. And he was like, nah, yeah. 2 seconds later, whoop, I was like,
Amazon Viking right there, bro. And that's one of the things I tell folks too, man. Like we talk about Miami and some other cities, man. Walking down the street, you know what I mean? I'm normally by myself, right? Because it's less intimidating. You go out, you got a group of dudes, a pair of dudes, or a group of dudes. It's gonna be hard to approach a woman, especially if she's by herself. And I get that. Yeah. I'm by myself. You know what I mean? You stuck at a crosswalk. Look at her, say something, comment on her shoes. Oh, those are some nice shoes right there. Or what perfume are you wearing? That smells really nice. Boom, you're into the conversation, bro.
And smile. Smile, guys.
Smile.
And shout out to you, DL. I mean, you always say it. You know what I mean? Look at them in their eyes. Make eye contact. Make eye contact. And then really embrace the silence, because a lot of guys, they don't know what to say right away, and they try to like not get caught in that little awkward silence. Just embrace the silence, right?
And actually, my mom taught me this other trick. If you get nervous looking at a person in the eyes, just look at their nose.
Yeah. Look at their forehead. Look at their nose. Look at, you know what I mean? Look through them. Yeah, yes, but have your eyes up at their eye level. And that's your mom hooked you up, man. That's smart. Me, I like looking at you in your eyes. I want to make sure I see you, you see me. I see you come. I look at everybody in their damn eye. So like, yeah, man. So how important is it to understand female nature? How important is understanding female nature in today's game?
I think you either learn it from, I don't know exactly how the quote goes, but it's like Either listen to someone like that's older than you and tells you, hey, this is how it goes, or you learn the hard way and something happens to you. Luckily, I learned the easy way where I just listen to people. I'm a very good listener. So nothing happened to me like that. Plus, I used to work at like car washes, and every time like in my eyes, like a dude with a super nice car, Range Rover, Lambo, whatever it was, would come through when I was like 15, 16, I would be like, hey, what's your biggest regret or something you wish you're going to do? Normally, it'd either be like it'd be off the wall stuff, like one-off stuff, but normally it'd be like, hey, like, don't mess with women or something about women. So then I was like, damn, something's going to be off here. Because a lot of the dudes, this is like, it wouldn't be just regulars. It'd be different dudes with nice cars. And they'd be, don't mess with women, or make sure you stay focused when you're messing with women, or like make sure you keep like, don't get married, as far as like, because even when Tate said it, that wasn't the first time I ever heard someone say like, don't get married with the government involved. That was like the third, fourth time. I heard a bunch of dudes, like these rich dudes when I worked at this car shop, say that. I was like, oh shoot. So it was like a big thing. So it got me more interested in learning about it, just because there was so many dudes with super bread, not the old fat big guy, dude, decent looking dudes with money, and they even saying this. So I was like, oh, okay, I need to pick up on this. Something's going on.
Yeah, this man, and I get what they're saying too, because my thing is this: if you want to get married in Western society, and you want to have the government involved in your marriage, that's fine. But understand what that means. Understand that basically half of marriages end in divorce, and 80% of the time is women who are filing for the divorce. Look at what's going on with Tom Brady right now. You know what I mean? So understand that, right? Understand that, and if you accept that, fine, move forward, because chances are it's not going to work for you. And if it doesn't work, you can't be mad at nobody but yourself. You know what I mean? So that's where that comes from. And these dudes are wise. I think the saying you were looking for is a smart man learns from his mistakes. A wise man learns from other people's mistakes, which is cool. Shout out to Myron Gaines. He says that all the time. I don't know where he got that from. Brother Williams, game part of it is see what you like and knowing if you can knock that back. Well,
Stu be wilding, man.
He's wilding.
Stu be talking that talk.
Yeah, he talking that talk. He wilding, and it's like, yeah, okay.
You a real player too. Stu be
making it happen. Don't tell on him now. Don't tell him. He's probably sitting there with his girl. She looking at him right now like, what?
You gonna Aikido it just real quick. You gonna Aikido.
No, he ain't gonna Aikido. He's gonna be cut off guard. He's gonna be saying this shit.
Well, that's great. That's just fucking great, man. Now what the fuck are we supposed to do?
That's what he gonna be saying. I didn't think Link was gonna get me like that.
Look at the next chat. Look at the next one.
Yeah, she know.
Still in there, Aikido.
She know. That's hilarious though. That's hilarious, bro. So let's talk about doing the work. Because I'm hearing that. I mean, again, like you two young brothers, man, I know what's going on. You know what I mean? Because I'm in the circle, but everyone doesn't really know, man. So let's talk about doing the work, man. On a scale of 1 to 10, where are you in the process? And what I mean by that, like, on your path to getting what you're trying to get, on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you in that process? 10 being shit, I'm here.
I'm like at a 3.
3.
I haven't even got sizzling yet. I'm just warming up.
God damn.
I haven't even got sizzling yet.
God damn. And you just said like you got your own place. You know what I'm saying? You driving a whip. You're around dudes with means, and you're saying you're at a 3. And
the whip before you came, literally the whip I had before was wild. I blew the engine on it, but it was, boy, the Jeep went away. That shit was nice. I'm finna get another one, so.
All right, so you at a 3. Brother Mike, where are you?
Man, I mean, for me, from where I want to be, I would no higher than like a low 4, high 3, low 4. Honestly, like there's so much more work to be done, and I always like to say, I always want to remain a student. I never want to think that I'm a master at anything, right? Because at the moment you become a master, you stop learning, right? Because how can you learn anymore if you're a master, right? So I just always try to remain a student. Even in my own field, I always still try to remain a student because there's always something to be learned. There's always something to be learned from other people, right? That's why it's so important to network and get out there and find people who are better than you, right? Or at least bare minimum, say same level, right? Because you always say it too. You're always like, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong fucking room. You know what I mean?
You're in the wrong fucking room. Get out of there ASAP.
Yeah, and I was just at a networking event yesterday with one of my boys, and I was surrounded by multimillionaires, guys more closer to your age, but they were like, you know, they're there. You know what I mean? They're there, and they were just giving game for free. You know what I mean? And it's
so
all
you saying I'm not there? Is that what you're saying? You saying I'm not there?
Nah, you there.
You said that deal. You said that deal.
You up there.
Nah,
you up there.
You up there, bro. Come on now.
I'm finna cut both of y'all. I'm finna cut both
Hey,
of you
I got
niggas.
a knife somewhere in here.
I bring my own. I got a hatchet. Got a battle axe.
I
You know
got
what
a
I mean?
straight blade.
That's right.
And he also gonna fuck around and shoot you, man. Like he don't play, man.
Guns make too much noise. I'm gonna cut both of you boys. Nah, I feel you, man. But that's how you gotta be, fellas. That's really how you gotta be. You have to constantly push yourself, especially at your age. Y'all are young, man. Your backs are strong. You know what I mean? You're out there, you ready, and y'all are getting it. You know what I'm saying? I know how hard y'all go. You know what I mean? I know it's hard to you out late, networking, doing your thing. You get up early to go out there and make the next thing. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Salute to y'all, man. My hat's off to y'all because I know what it's like. You know what I mean? Yeah, brother, woman, now I gotta cut you. Like, yeah, now I gotta cut you. That's how it works. Yo, that's real talk. So, and you guys are realistic. You know where you need to go. You know where you're headed. So, you know, for the average dude, I ask that question to some people, and they're like, oh, yeah, I'm like, 6, 7, 8. I'm like, how the fuck can you be there at 22? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, are you serious? Like, your goals must be really low if you're almost there. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. So shout out to y'all, man. So, all right, here's another question. What would you say are the top 5 keys to your success? The top 5 qualities, top 5 keys, and y'all can answer this together. So just between the two of you, 5 top qualities you think are key to your success.
I would say that for me, probably the biggest thing is dropping my ego, leaving it at the fucking door. Always leaving it at the door. Never think that you're better than anybody. Always, and like I said earlier, always try to learn from somebody. Always try to learn from somebody's mistakes. You know what I mean? If somebody tells you their mistakes, and also that's the second thing, just being quiet and listening. You know what I mean? Just listen more than you speak, really, because if you're sitting there listening, you're consuming so much more information. But if you're trying to talk too much and really just try to put yourself out there in a certain light, and you're probably not there yet, you know what I mean? You're just doing yourself a disfavor. You're doing yourself an injustice, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like for me, I guess I'll just put in there, just drop your ego, you know what I mean? And then just listening, be a better listener. And that works well with women too, man. Like, listen, guys, don't talk too much. Don't talk too much. Eat the shit. I don't care if you're, I don't care if you're a multimillionaire, bro. Just shut the fuck up. Let her talk. Build that connection that way. You know what I mean? Because a lot of guys, when it comes to dates, they talk with girls, they talk about their own life. And, if you don't let a woman get to talk about herself, she can't connect emotionally with you, right? So I don't care if you're the shit, guys. Just be quiet, listen to her. You know what I mean? And you'll be in there.
And Lincoln, you got a couple?
I say focus is a big one, just because I've learned so much and gotten so much stuff done just by really focusing. I'm not saying for an hour or two. Like, I've learned stuff people would probably take a month to learn in a matter of a weekend. Just being able to really lock in and knock some stuff out when it needs to be done. Like, my dad always told me this: when it's time to get work done, you get work done, and when it's time to play, there's always a time to play, and there's always a time for work. So when it's time to work, we in, weekend done, locked in. When we play, hey, we outside, we with it all weekend. This club, we outside, lake, jet skis, all that. So I've always been like a big lock in, focus, and learn stuff. If you're gonna learn it, and learn it to a very high level. Another thing I would say would be being able to say no to stuff is a big thing. Because I say, as I keep growing, more opportunities and stuff keep coming to me. And there's a lot of stuff I have to say no to because I just don't have the time. I have the time because I can always squeeze something in, but it's not even having the time, it's being able to have the time to actually put your 100% towards it. Like, there's a lot of stuff I say no to just because I'm like, bro, I cannot put 100% of what I really need energy towards that. And it could be money, it could be whatever. I just can't put that towards that because I have so many things that I already put on myself already, or that I have to attack, or I have to attend to, or whatever, if that's work, business, relationships, and stuff like that.
See, that's what's up, man. And I asked for 5, but 2 from each. 2, you give me 2 each, and that's perfect. And what I want to point out is how y'all tone changed. This I can tell y'all serious men. I asked this question, y'all tone changed, and you really gave it some thought. Like, yo, this is it. Because I can tell how serious y'all take y'all personal mission, man. That's what's up, bro. How important is it to have a tribe in achieving your goals?
I'll let you take that one first, Link. Mr. Dallas, networker.
Yeah. I think it's very important, but you got it's very complicated when it comes down to tribe, because there's like, I had a mentor who put it down like you got a circle, and there's some people it's 5 levels to the circle. You got some people in 5, you got some people in 4, 3, 2, and 1. And that's how you kind of got to create your life. Because there's some people from 5 to 1, the people at 1, you invite them over for dinner with your parents, all that stuff. They come to your house and stuff like that. 5, you only meet with them at the office, and that's it.
Okay.
And then there's all in between that. And that's very hard, especially like if you're a networker, learning. Like that's what I'm still learning, is there's certain stuff like, okay, I should have just left this person in 5. I should have even brought a 3 or 2. And you're like learning that and trying to get with that, especially with certain people. Like there's some people in my group, like I won't introduce to some people because I'm just like, they're not gonna mess with them.
And that's a tough call to make, but those calls need to be made.
Like you would be like, should I invite them to this? Nah, because so-and-so's probably not gonna mess with them. Even if they might think the same, just their personalities might be like, nah.
Wow. And where did you pick this up? You said someone gave you this, or?
I've expanded on it, but I had a mentor that like showed me. When I was, it had to be 4 or 5 years ago, I had a mentor, and she explained that to me, where it was just like,
you had a female mentor.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
It was a girl. It was a lady. Her name's Kirsten Dunn. Y'all can look her up or whatever. She's pretty big time. She ran for mayor in Atlanta, I think last year, 2 years ago.
Yeah, because her name sounds familiar. I'm like, yo, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, Kirsten Dunn. Super, like a lot of my success to her. Like shout out to her because she helped me a lot. But yeah, she explained that to me. It could have even been 4, but it was like basically you had your zones. 5, those people you basically just work with them at the office. That's it, straight business. 1, those people come meet your family, kids, whatever, super close. Call them when you need stuff, whatever. And then everybody in between. And she explained that to me just because it was like you can't have. Everyone's not like your friend, like super close friend, but they might be a very good business associate.
That's what's up, man. Brother Mike.
I lost my train of thought. Hit the button, man. Hit the button real quick.
Yeah, give me a second. No problem whatsoever, bro.
You over there eating brownies, boy, smiling too much.
I know, man.
You big dummy.
Yeah, man, you over there, take them glasses out. You might be able to focus. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? I wear my sunglasses at night. Look that song up. That's from the 80s.
Yeah, just repeat the question one more time.
So, how important is it to have a tribe achieving your goal? Like in achieving your goals, how important is it to have a tribe?
It's extremely important because, there's a lot of guys out there with a lot of talent in whatever field that they're in, but they might not ever get the opportunity, right, to really get where they want to be because they didn't make the right connection. They don't really know the right people, right? And I understand now that in the age that we live in social media, it's a lot more about what you know than ever before. That it will always be inferior to who you know, right? It will always be inferior to who you know, and that's just one part of it, though. The other part of it is piggybacking off what Lincoln said. You really have to vet your circle properly. You have to curate your environment, like I said earlier. Because if you let the wrong people in, especially shout out to Jay Waller, especially he said this. He said, I never want to be, I quote, I never want to have guys that are my friends that are in low abundance of money, especially women, right? Because as guys, right, it is what it is. We're horn dogs, right? We want to go and do our thing, right? So if he's
not Lincoln, he's a man in the cloth. He's a Templar.
Yeah. I take him to church. We go pray, Bible, all that good stuff. Yeah.
Men of God. Like I said at the top of the show, we're men of God. We're just doing our thing. But
all the guys, all Muslim, Catholic, all y'all.
Yeah.
Right.
Allah, all y'all. Yeah, all that.
Man, don't make me put my hat back on.
Yeah, because if you don't curate your circle correctly, right, you're getting guys that are low abundance of money and women, right? You may think they're your homie, but the first chance that they get, boom, it's like, man, like you thought they were your homie, but then they do some fuck shit, right? So you always have to make sure that you vet your circle correctly and curate your environment correctly. Because like I said, you're the sum of your environment, the sum of the 5 people you spend your most time with. So yeah, those would pretty much be it. It's super important.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say it's like they even like once they get the chance to mess with you, you can lose out on it just because these dudes doing stupid stuff. And if once I got it in the bag, I don't lose stuff. So like Mike, you know the story. I told Mike the story before. How I lost out on some cat because dude was acting stupid. And I don't lose out on stuff. Once I got in the bag, all my homies know it's a wrap. Unless she says some weird stuff like I want drugs or something like that. Like that's different. But once I got into the bag, it's done. Like he already took you on a date and stuff, and now some crazy stuff happened. Like I had this dude, he said some stuff to this girl, got jealous because this other guy talked to her. We're at a club, don't matter. And then he freaked out. She caught on to it, so then she freaked out. Then of course the girl, she wasn't super into me. It was like the first time hanging out, so she's not just gonna come home and chill with me because that's our first time hanging out. If it was probably like long term and I've been to her, she'd probably do it. But because it was like our first time hanging out, she was like, "Oh, like I like you, but nah, I can't like hang out with you because she already wants to go somewhere else." So I'm like, this man fucked it up, and I don't miss.
It's like my man.
I was this close to shooting something. I'm not missing.
Right.
It's like my boy DL always says, you know, he doesn't roll around with weirdos in his crew, right? Because, you know what I mean? He'd rather just go out solo because if one guy fucks up, because when one guy fucks it up, right, then the other chick is going to be like, oh, wait, this guy's weird and you're friends with him? Yeah, you know what? I'm good. You know what I mean? And especially girls who have an abundance of choice, right? Even if they're like semi-attractive, right? If they see that your homie's a weirdo, right, they're just not going to go ahead and mess with you, right? They're just going to go ahead and
or it just be the girl thing where they just don't want to mess with, they might mess with you, but not that day because they're like, oh, my girlfriend thinks your friend's weird, so I just have to catch you on another day.
Right. I mean, it's guilt
all the time.
Yeah, it's guilt by association. You know what I mean? It happens all the time. Like I was telling Brother Mike, like we was down there, I'm like, look, bro, whenever I move, I pretty much move by myself. First of all, because I'm a man. You know what I mean? I'm confident in my ability to get myself in and out of whatever situation that I find myself in. I'm not gonna be out there popping shit to strangers and talking that tough talk, right? I am not gonna be doing that, so I ain't gotta worry about that. Yeah. You know what I mean? But if something comes my way, I can get myself out that situation. You know what I mean? I can move. I'm still old, but I'm still quick. I'm nimble. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie to you.
5 seconds, real quick, little burst.
That's it. I got that burst. I save it, right? But I'm by myself because it's on me. What happened when you roll with dudes? You don't know who you're dealing with. You don't know what they might be on. You know what I mean? You just don't know. You don't know. You don't. And I'll tell dudes like, I'll see you there. You know what I mean? Yo, what's up? We gonna go to such and such. All right, bro. I'll see you there. Oh, can I ride with you? Hell no. Nah, you can't ride with me. You know what I mean? Why you asking to ride with me? Right now, I don't even want to go anymore. I'm going somewhere else. You know what I mean? Because you that type dude. You know what I mean? You the dude in there, you know, counting your pennies and worried about this drink and making a scene and all that. That reflects on everybody that's around that dude.
Thanks.
You know what I mean? So y'all got to be careful about that. Brother Williams, solid like the group of guys in my thumbnail, and he has that picture of us in Dallas. He has that Fresh and Fit Dallas thumbnail up right there. You can see Brother Mike in the corner shining like a light bright over there. The sun was on us that day. It was hot. Yeah, I remember that picture. So he has that. Brother Williams had that in his thumbnail right there. Appreciate that. Let me ask y'all this: at this point in your life right now, is having a good woman essential to your success?
Yeah.
It is? In what way?
I wouldn't say like, see, the thing is, I tell everyone, because everyone's like, oh, why don't you have a girlfriend and stuff? I have a really good mom. So it's like, if you come in, you got to try to beat her out. Cooking, clean, all that stuff. Because it's like, if I'm hungry, and like if I'm really hungry, I'll never call my mom just to like bring me some food. But if I wanted to, I could call my mom right now. I'd probably have food here in the next hour. Just because she lives far.
So mom is the bar. You have the woman you're looking for has to be on that level or higher.
I don't. That's why it's hard for me to ever get these crazy chicks, because it's like you're not even close. And it's like a girl with her dad. Like you got to try to beat her dad out. And most like real like girls that respect their dad, they're gonna be like, oh, you got to be close, or at least be able to get to the level of her dad or above. That's how I am with my mom and my sister. If you don't act like my sister or my mom, not even close to it, I'm like,
yeah, you sound like my godson right now, man. He says that same thing. He don't mess with women because of that. You know, they're like, well, how come you ain't talking to that woman over there? She's not like mom.
That's what my mom would tell me this. I'm like, Mom, they don't make them like you no more.
That's what's up, brother Mike, man. So what's your thoughts on that?
There's two parts to it. I think that in the beginning, right, when you're really starting to get your shit together, right, I don't think it's essential, right? But I do understand that if you vet the woman correctly and the right woman comes into your life, I think that you reach, shout out to Dragon Balls, you reach your final form, right? I think women have this kind of a thing where obviously they're nurturers, but they're an amazing support system too. Like once you have the right woman by your side, they can really elevate you to a next level. I truly do believe that. I mean, that's why there's two genders in the first place, right? We complement each other's weaknesses. I just think that it's a lot harder to find that type of woman nowadays, right? But like as a young man, it's not essential, right? But if you do find that woman, sometimes it can be earlier, sometimes it can be later in life. She'll take you to a whole nother level, right? Especially if she's doing what she's supposed to do and she's following your lead and you're setting a good example as a man, then yeah, man, like 100%. Like you can't reach your full potential without the right woman next to you, So
what do you say to those dudes out here who will hear that statement, which I agree with 100%, by the way. I agree with you 100%. Right? My man Jay Swans, I saw it. I saw it with him. I saw what the right woman can do for a man and a woman in a relationship. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've also seen what happens when you choose poorly and get the wrong woman involved in your life. Yes. Yes. All right. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen that. So I believe, but what do you say to those guys who will hear this and will say, oh man, Mike, he ain't Money Mike no more. That's Blue Pill Mike. You know what I mean? I ain't Link no more. That's Blue Pill Lincoln. When they hear that, what would you say to those dudes?
Man.
I would just say to those guys, just don't be a dumbass. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, look at the women, right? When they come into your life, see what they're about, look at their behaviors. Like, you're never gonna know their exact body count or whatever, something like that. You know what I mean? But there are certain behaviors, and there's certain ways that they move, and you'll be able to see a little over time, right? You'll be like, okay, cool. This girl, we'll have fun, but she's not gonna be taken seriously. You know what I mean? So as long as just don't be a dumbass. Like just vet the girl correctly, and once you get the right girl into your life, like you'll be, there's a lot of potential there for you to really hit your potential, right? Because without the right woman by your side, I truly believe that as a man, you won't reach your full potential, right? You'll get close, right? You'll do most of the work yourself, but it's just that when you find the right woman, she's kind of like that last icing on the cake, right? It's like, damn, especially if she's doing everything to support you, right? On your mission, on your purpose, right? Then, that's the good outcome of it.
That's what's up, Brother Lincoln.
Hey man, all I would have to say to them, once they get out their mama's basement, then come talk to me about having good women. Don't talk to me down there, man.
You got a lot of work to do. Like, why is a woman the first thing on your mind?
Yeah.
Like, bro,
well, even you can't get there's that sometimes happen, like you coming out of high school or even like high school sweetheart, and you still find like a good woman. But once you get into like the real world, like you have to be close to someone. Unless you meet this girl at work or just on a limb, you got to be somebody for her to even be like, okay, this dude actually has stuff together. You're going to get, and then sometimes you might have that good woman, but you're not to the level where you can bring that good woman out of her.
Right. To bring her best out of her.
Yeah, to bring the best out of her. And then that's where you get another issue where it's like, she might have been a good woman before, but now you not there and she's frustrated. Maybe she sees it in you and she's frustrated with you. Because I've seen that where the girl's just frustrated, like, I know he can do better. But he's just being lazy, not having his stuff. And I hear girls all the time, oh, I stayed with him this long. I thought he was going to get it together. Never got it together.
Yeah, because most of those blue, Jay Swans is in the house. Jay Swans is in the house.
I've been waiting for him. Let's go.
Yo, the glass is killing me. Yo, look at Money Mike. Like, so what?
Nah, I got you.
What's
Jay
up?
Swan. Come on.
Hold
on, man.
So let's listen. Hopefully. Yeah, I sent him the link. Hopefully he'll be able to jump on. So listen, and that's good. So when I have guys come to me and they say stuff like that, right? When I make these statements, and I'll say, like, you know what? The right woman will elevate you to levels you never dreamt of. The right woman, like, you won't be able to complete your mission without the right woman. Just kind of like what Brother Mike was saying right there. He was like, yo, man, you can get close, but without the feminine, right? Without the yin to your yang, you're not complete. And dudes would be like, man, you sound like you on some blue pill shit. And I be telling them dudes, like, man, You sound like a hurt little bitch right now. And then I tell him this.
Jesus Christ, be a man. Push it down. Push it down. Deny your feelings. Act like you have answers. Do some man shit right now.
That's what I tell him. Do some man shit. Right? That's man shit right there. What we're doing right now, this talk we've had, this is some man shit right here. Y'all ain't lied to me not once except for that bullshit about you not smashing no college girls, but we'll move on from that. But for us outside of that, yeah, I'm gonna put the hat on if I hear that shit again. But you brothers are being honest, and the only way to truly self-improve and to become the best version of yourself is to be honest with yourself. And if you're one of those dudes that can't tell the truth in front of others, then that means you lying to yourself in the dark room and looking in the mirror. That's how I look at it, man. You know what I'm saying? Jay Swans, bro, I tell you what, this dude, looking like broke ass Snoop.
Oh, man, let me get at him, man. Put him on here, man.
He got the link, man. Jay Swans, he got the link.
I know he's busy, but I need about 30 seconds on him.
So
I know you got the CPAP in the background. I know you.
Ooh, not the CPAP. Not the Darth Vader shit. Yeah. Not the Darth Vader. Oh, shit. Yo, he was like, he in bed. Yeah, he in bed. He was like, yo, I'm in bed watching, you know what I mean? Him and his wife are in bed. They just kind of giggling right now, man. But Jay Swan, like, so and we're almost done, man. We getting into the final stretch, man. There's another video I want y'all to watch, man. Just a little bit of this video. And this, yeah, nah, bro.
Old people coming out.
No, it's not that. You know what I mean? I can, man, I can still drink and I can still go out. I can still drink all night and go run 4 miles. I can still do that. It'll be a slow ass 4 miles, but I can still do it.
My boy Dio drinks that Henny, man. You're crazy. Nah.
Yes, sir. Hey, I don't fuck around, man. I'm a professional. You know what I mean?
You know where Dio came from? He ain't playing.
We ain't playing out here, bro.
Oh yeah, what's going on with them bagels, man? What's going on?
Hey man, we 500. You know what I'm saying? We just beat Miami. You know what I mean? So yeah, we're doing okay, man. I think we got Baltimore this week, and I'm confident we might be able to do a little something. Am I right? Yeah, I think we got Baltimore this week. So we'll see. We're 500 now. Rough start to the season. We'll see. You know what I mean? We'll see. I got money on them getting into the postseason, bro. I gotta tell you, man. It's Bengals fan, man. It's hard to be a Bengals fan. It's hard to be a Bengals fan, bro. I'm trying to tell you. Jay Swans, keep doing what y'all do, young bucks. Keep circle tight and your mind right. And that's from Jay Swans right there, bro. And he means that shit, man. That means he likes what y'all saying, man. Otherwise he wouldn't even comment it. There'd have been no need. So I'm gonna pull up this thing. I want y'all to watch this, bro. Like, so there's a movement out there in mainstream media to soften what we're doing right here. People are looking for other options to the manosphere and RP and all that kind of stuff, right? So I read this article. I actually did an episode on it that talked about this site. And the name of the site, the name of the podcast is We Are Man Enough, right? This is the podcast. Now I tried to watch for a little bit, and I actually had to send them some comments. I'm like, bro, what y'all doing is not it. And it wasn't me trying to be hateful or anything like that. I'm just, there's no way, right? This is supposed to be this is the manosphere that y'all want. This is the message y'all want to get to young men who are out here listening to Andrew Tate, who are listening to the Fresh and Fits of the world, who are listening to the Rich Coopers and so on and so on. There's no way in hell that's going to work. These people are not going to come to you. So here's a little something I just want y'all to watch, man, and give me y'all take on this.
Can we hit you hard? All right, you ready?
Yep.
When was the last time you cried?
Oh my gosh, this past week, every day, I've been an emotional wreck. Not even joking. My best friend is right here, and he is literally being like, yes, I've been emotional. You know what? Let me reframe that. It's not emotional wreck. I've just been in tune with my emotions, and it's been really nice.
Yes, there we go.
Really good. Yeah.
Give me one thing you cried about. One thing.
Oh my gosh. I thought that the pressure of feeling like I was going to let my family down, of not being able to support them. And so like, because I'm the main breadwinner, and so I have all these things I do for everyone else. And like, you know, we live in a society that one thing can mess you up. And I just was like, I felt like I was walking on eggshells because I was scared.
All right, bro. That's about all I can take right there. Listen. Listen. Don't get me canceled. Don't get me canceled. So, who talks like this, bro?
Man,
you know what I mean?
Sound like my uncle, man.
Word?
Yeah, my uncle on that side. So like, but the weird thing is my uncle had a kid, had a son, and then went to the other side. But my uncle be giving me real game though. It's weird. I think he like a one in out of all the people over there, or he just a old school from that side, and they act different from the new school. Because I asked him about all this stuff, and he said it's the new school people that are on that side that's messing it up for everybody. They just really want attention.
Yes, I can see that.
He said a lot of them not. He said really a lot of them not even about that life.
I can see that.
He said you get them behind closed doors, they get scared. I'm like, oh Lord, hold on.
Oh, for real?
Yes, because he's
they trying to take it there like the Family Guy.
Yeah, because my uncle's like known in like that community, like for real. Like he knew like when the Empire, like the light skinned dude went on that whole said he got beat up and stuff. He knew. He said he lost me. He said he knew all about that stunt and everything. So like, what's it called? Dang, I lost my train of thought. Basically, he knew all about that stuff that went on with the Empires, that Empire dude. And he's like known in the scene. People always try him when he's like out and stuff like that, like in that scene.
Oh, I see what you're saying. And Jay Swans is saying Naya, which is my sis, his wife, Queen Naya. And you will rarely hear me use the word queen when I'm referring to a woman, but Naya is truly a queen. Queen Naya said, dude in the hat is soft as tissue. Yes, he is soft as cotton. And Jay Swans was like, you lost me at the man bun. The old dude got the man bun. I can't even say what Brother Jason was saying. He's trying to get me canceled. But here's the thing.
Oh Lord.
This podcast in this article was being billed as this is what the manosphere should be doing for men. Right? So right off rip, I guess we can honestly say that, well, they're too soft. Right off rip. Like look at these dude.
Saying the center has a good topic. He'll say that's not even a man. That's a male. Those are males. They are men. Those are males.
Those are like look at dude, like the dude with the man bun.
Look how he's sitting. He's like,
yes, he's an actor. He's married, right? He's a B-list celebrity, right? Been in Hollywood his whole life. He's doing well. He went to the studio and got money. Like this show is bringing in bread, right? This guy they did a second season. Shout out to them because that's really hard. The female there, she's also part of the show. It's hosted by 3 people. It's an old black guy who's probably like my age, but he looks older than me. And then these 2 here. There's a lot of crying. There's a lot of talking like, I just really wanted to just let it out. Like I can't even fake it. I don't even, you know what I'm saying?
They're boosting it because look, I was watching this stuff very closely because I'm always like in advertising. I'm always watching it closely. YouTube started promoting like, hey, if you post a short like this with this community in it, it's some giveaway. We'll give you a gift card if you win. We're doing a random giveaway for a month. If we pick you, you get a trip somewhere. So they're promoting this, having those type of people advertising on like the platform and giving people a giveaway. So of course they're doing numbers because they're going to push that content.
Right.
They're pushing it. They're going to look better in the algorithm. If your podcast was like that, man, you might be worth 200 million right now,
bro. First of all, if I had hair and I could have a man bun, right? If I had my hair done up like that, I would have a samurai sword because it's the only way a man can walk around with a hairdo like that. He needs to have a samurai sword in his belt. He needs to be walking around cutting people. That's the only way, bro. I'm sorry, I can't do that. But my overall point is this. How is that going to make men? Brother Mike, what do you think about that?
I mean, off rip, when I heard him speak about why he was crying, it sounded like to me he was just crying about shit that he was already supposed to do, right? Like, isn't it the man's role to really just be the breadwinner, be the rock, you know what I mean, right? And when it comes to women too, like, if you're not that rock for her, man, like eventually she's gonna notice how she's gonna leave you, right? So why are you gonna act like that? And look, I'm not saying man can't cry. Like, I mean, I get it, you know what I mean? Like if your mom dies or your sister dies or something super serious, right? I get it. But You know what I mean? If you cry as a man, right, you have to earn that first a little bit. You kind of have to earn that, right? Like if you've been the rock for your family and for your wife or girlfriend for a long time, and you've been doing what you're supposed to do, right? And then off of that foundation, right, if something terrible happens, then okay, cool, I get it. That's that one time you'll probably be able to cry in front of her and she won't change the way she looks at you, right? But even then, that's not guaranteed. So if you are gonna cry, right, it's better to do it in front of your homies, right, who can empathize with you, right, and empathize with your situation, right? That'd really be the only time, right? And yeah, they're gonna make fun of you a little bit. Your homies might make fun of you a little bit, but that's fine. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Just shed your tears a little bit, shed whatever tears you guys shed, and then get the fuck up and do what you got to do afterwards. You know what I mean? Fix the shit that you got to handle the situation.
So you believe in the male imperative then? Like you believe that a man should be a man, and that means like we've been saying all night, like you got to run through the gauntlet, right? You got to do the work. You got to endure the bullshit, right? The slings and arrows. You agree with that? So I focused on you because earlier you wanted to talk about emotions, and I didn't let you because I knew this was coming.
Yeah,
I knew this was coming. So let's talk about emotions, and we'll stay with Brother Mike for now. Yeah. How do you handle the emotions in your travels, you know what I mean, on your mission to be the best version of yourself?
Yeah, and what I notice is that, with me, right, when I'm going through with what I got to go through in order to get where I am, it's a hard journey. It really is. And a lot of it, you got to spend it by yourself. You're really in your head all the time, just figuring out what's got to get done and how you're going to go about it. And it can be stressful sometimes. I understand, like, I get it. You know what I mean? But, as men, you got to know that this is what comes with the game, right? This is what it is, right? And, there's going to be a lot of trials and tribulations that you have to go through in order to get where you want to be. And, it's going to suck. It's going to hurt a lot. A lot of people are going to doubt you. A lot of people are going to not believe in you. Could be even family members and stuff like that. You might have to disassociate from certain people. And, all that tough stuff's got to be done, right? But to sit there and cry about shit that, you already have to do, as a man by default, it's crazy to me, right? And like I said, like there are exceptions, right? There are exceptions of when a man cries, right? Like something extremely devastating, right? Extremely devastating. But even then, I still wouldn't do it in front of a woman because, she has to look at you as that rock, right? And if you're not that rock that her emotional waves can crash into, shout out to Jay Waller, right? She, over time, right, she'll just lose attraction for you, right? She will. And I mean, and that's why if you're going to do it in front of your friends, right? And your friends are going to clown you for it, right? And then they'll clown you for it. That's fine. I mean, like I said earlier, as long as they push you to really get out of the situation, because like I said, men can empathize with men, but women can't really empathize with the male journey, right? They can't. As much as they try, right? They can empathize, but they can't sympathize, right? So yeah, just one more thing. And if you have a situation, right, as a man, like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna go to your girl and say, "Hey, there's something going on at work. There's some shit going on with my business. I'm not bringing in the money that I used to. There's just all this shit, right? What is she gonna be able to do about it? Like, it's like really, what can she truly do about it, right? For the most part, and that's why you got to go to your homeboys who really know and empathize with your experience, and they'll be able to help you and guide you through those waters. So,
yes, and I'm with you, but what I want to do right now is decouple the emotional conversation from the woman aspect for now.
Okay.
Because there are guys there are people who are hearing this who have found like Jay Swan's listening to this right now, and his wife is sitting there right now listening to this like that's bullshit. My man can cry in front of me. Okay, they're 20 plus years in.
Yeah.
Right? They're 20 plus years in. Of course he can. You know what I mean? But so we need to decouple this because it's two separate conversations. I hear what you're saying.
I got it.
You know what I mean? And from the beginning, yeah, you don't want to be all soft like that. But this show right here is encouraging guys to be that emotional. So so Brother Lincoln, when you're looking at this and we're talking about emotional damage, right? Like that when we're talking about these emotions, right? What are your thoughts on that as a young man, as a young man who's on the path, who's on his mission? What are your thoughts?
I learned a lot from playing sports. Like there's times you might have got hit like hard on a play, or say someone fouled you hard, or just the game's not going your way and you really want to cry. there was times when I was younger, I didn't have the emotional control. I'd cry because it's just the game's not going your way. It's just you're frustrated. Because really, it's not even like you're sad. You're more frustrated than anything. And I think, and that's with the same thing with life, is you'll just get frustrated and you just kind of give up. But the good thing, especially now, you have the internet. I can hop on and in 2-3 minutes, I can hear a story about some multimillionaire dude with a big car collection. He's like, oh yeah, I was over here. This happened. Then it makes your situation feel like it was nothing. So I always say, instead of like, I know my mom especially like reads the Bible every day. I make sure like, hey, let me find the podcast about somebody. I don't care who it is, just because for me, I like cars. I'm a big car guy. So like, if you got a car collection, I'm listening to your story. I'm like, okay, cool, that's what I want. Okay, let's listen to your story. Boom. He's gonna talk about it. It's gonna be some tribulation, and I'm like, oh, okay, my situation is nothing. Like there's a situation I was having, and I called the lady mentor, and she was like, "You be all right." And I'm like, "Why?" She's like, "Well, I have to pay $30,000 because she does rental property." She's like, "I have to pay $36,000 in just cutting grass." And I was like, "Oh shit!" Just to maintain property, she pays $36,000 just to cut some grass. I was like, "Oh, the amount of money I lost is nothing."
Right.
Like, that's just for grass. So it's like keeping your emotions together. Like today I got pulled over by the cops. And if I would have been super emotional, like, they pulled me over, I probably got shot.
Yeah, real talk. You would have been late for this. Yeah, you would have been real late for this podcast.
Hey. But I was like, oh, he was like, hey, you know how fast you're going? I was like, no. I knew how fast I was going. But he was like, no, you're going 43 and a 30. I was like, oh, okay. He's like, you got your insurance? I was like, okay. I don't have it on me, but it's all good. Perfect. He was like, okay, well, I just need your license. He checked it. Everything was good. Came back to the car. He's like, hey, I'm just going to give you a warning because you're very upfront with me and everything. And he was just like, slow down. Boom, done. Now, if I would have just acted crazy, it would have been a whole different story.
It'd been a whole different story.
I would have been in there, even crying. He would have he probably wouldn't have given me a ticket. He'd be like, nigga, you straight?
Hey, we're going to have to get you looked at. So I will say this about the emotions, and we're going to move on. Mm-hmm. Brother Mike, I agree with you 100%. When it comes to, like, if you're a young man out there and you just meet some woman and you're trying to establish something, like y'all like, I don't know, a month or two in, and you start crying because you lost your job at work to her, I do believe you've kind of, that relationship has taken a turn, and it's going to take a lot of work to get it back, if you ever will get it back. So dudes need to be real careful with their emotions. Men need to control their emotions to the best of their ability. Like if I got an issue like that, and if I'm in a situation, I've been in situations like this when I've lost people. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care who you are. You lose somebody close to you, man. You standing there over their body, or you're at the funeral. You're looking at your people in the box. You know what I mean? You are going to get emotional. It's going to happen. Like, no, I only cried was my mom or my dad, man. Well, that really wasn't your dude. You know what I mean? I like Andrew Tate. Let something happen to Tristan. You know what I mean? You gonna tell me he's not gonna cry? Yes, he is. You know what I mean? I get what they're doing. Men should be on top of their emotions. You should. Emotional males, right? Shout out to Saint in the Center. Emotional males are extremely dangerous. They're lethal. The brother from Bill Maher's show, the clip we watched tonight, says that. You know what I mean? Tate said it. You know what I mean? You've had so many people. We see it every time we look at the newspaper, or we watch the you know what I mean, a clip on some poor children getting hacked up in the school. We see what emotional men can do. I think it's very dangerous and irresponsible for mainstream media to take this money and encourage these young males to be emotional and basically act like women. I think that's a detriment to our country. Call me wrong. That's how I see it. You know what I mean? That's how I see it. And I do wish, go ahead.
I said with the whole the grape culture, that's who's doing it. Like, yeah, you have the cases where the girl's lying, but the real cases is when a dude's like, nah, you gonna say no to me, and then just does whatever he's gonna do.
Right.
Because all these girls, they like dudes that are bigger, 6'3", 6'4". You 5'2", 5'3", you can't do nothing. I don't care how many self-defenses, Aikido classes you take. He gonna do whatever he gonna do, and then you just, sadly, you just gonna have to take it.
Yeah, because they take these Aikido. Dudes. Yeah, they take that Aikido class, and it's like, oh, you forget the part where I just choke you out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but no, you're right. But I think men should. I'm with brother Mike. I'm not saying don't be emotional. Listen, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, you know what I mean? Control your emotions to the best of your ability, right? And that's why you got to have that tribe. That's why you got to have that team of men that you trust. They're going to protect you as you're dealing with that during these moments of vulnerability. I don't believe in these shows when they come on here. When's the last time you cried? I would have headbutt dude if I was sitting in the studio and he asked me that question. When's the last time you cried? I'm like, bam, I bet you start crying now. I don't know. I mean, I'm built different. Men should be men. And
it's
if
like
I'm wrong for that, I'm wrong.
It's like the conversation no one says like I'll be in public and if someone says something, it don't even have to be like crazy, like soft. But you just might be like, man, stop being a bitch.
Right.
Everyone's gonna look like, whoa, everyone calm down. I'll be like, bro.
He has feelings.
You can't even say to me.
What are you doing? He has feelings.
Yeah. He has man, fuck his feelings. And that's man stuff. That's on the court, that's on the football field, that's on the battlefield, that's on the training field. That's how men work. And I'm really y'all can hear the passion in my voice. This is part of the problem. Quit trying to soften men, because when it goes down, right? When something goes, you look at what's going on in Ukraine right now. All that feminist talk was out the window, right? All the women and children left. All the men, all the soy boys, the Tyrones, all of them had to come back and fight. Period. That's how it's gonna go down, bro. If you're on a boat and the ship is sinking, women and children are off the boat first. That's what being a man is. So, and like I said, man, I'm gonna delve into this a little bit more. Let's catch up with the chat, and then I got a couple more questions. We're gonna just kind of go freestyle after this and wrap this up. Again, a great conversation, man. I'm glad y'all are here. Yeah, Jay Swan said the man with the bun looked like his booty all itchy. Look, man, I don't know what's wrong with Jay Swan. I don't know what's wrong with him. Wonderful 34. We got y'all quarterback here about to start for us next week. That's right. Y'all got the Red Rocket down there in New Orleans. You know what I mean? It's like New Orleans Saints. Yeah, they say who that, but they took that from us because we say who they. Got a problem with y'all New Orleans taking our shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, I hope Andy Dalton does y'all justice, man. I've always been a fan of Andy Dalton. It's tough how he had to leave Cincinnati, man. It wasn't his fault. We didn't get, we couldn't win in the postseason. But I know we got the truth now, Joe Burrow, so it is what it is. Brother Vikings in the house, what's good, bro? What's good? I got to give you some horns. Watching from the clouds as always. Overwatch, I appreciate that, Brother Viking. The word to the wise fellas, making jokes about Jay Swan, somebody's going to Tahoe. That's from Brother Williams. And here's the thing. That's military talk. Going to Tahoe when the Army sends people and you just disappear. And then at your house on your bed is a little note that says he's gone to Tahoe. That means they ain't never going to see you again. That's what that means. That's what that means. Where Brother Lee can go? Oh, he's gone to Tahoe. It'd just be a little note with your glasses there. He's gone to Tahoe. But he left his glasses. Someone should take his glasses to Tahoe. You know what I mean? So, and Brother Jay Swans, part of growing up is understanding your emotions. It's called emotional maturity. It's okay to have a bad day, but it's not okay to act on those emotions as an adult. And yeah, like I said, for men, it's not cool for men. But is it okay for women to do it? Sure, women can do what they want to do, man. But women ain't running into the schools and doing all these horrible things to babies. You know what I mean? Dudes are. So yeah, man, let's wrap this up. This has been fun, man. I didn't even ask how much time y'all had. Y'all just up here rocking with me. I appreciate it. I think Brother Mike is asleep. He got them glasses on, man. I can't tell, man. I was waiting for him to slump over in his chair. That boy over there sleeping over there, man. Go get you some Kool-Aid or something, man. Get some red Kool-Aid.
Right, where's that coffee you had? All that coffee and look.
Boy, I finished it. Come on now. I need that caffeine.
Yeah, that liquid crack. You be sitting over there shaking like, boy, what's wrong with you? So let me ask y'all though, real quick, we're gonna finish this up. What's the problem with young men today, in y'all opinion?
Soft.
Word?
I think they soft.
Yeah, I guess I would say it's complacency, right? Not putting yourself as aggressively onto your goals, into your purpose as you should be, right? A lot of guys, because we live in a world now of convenience, right? We live in a world now where everything is pretty much accessible like that, through the phone, all of that stuff. You know what I mean? So I guess you could say society now is kind of a detriment to men in a way, because now it's giving them an opportunity to be more complacent, right? They have really no incentive to really go out there and do anything, right? And it's kind of weird, a lot of even though it's the middle class is starting to go away, right? a lot of the guys in the middle class, it's kind of like the worst place to be, because like you're doing all right. You're doing just enough to where you're nowhere near where you want to be truly, but you're not starving. You're not on the street. You're not, having to, worry about rent or something like that. You're kind of in this weird purgatory where you're nowhere where you want to be, but there's kind of no incentive to improve, especially with the environment most people put themselves around, where it embraces complacency, it embraces laziness, right? And I would say that's one of the biggest problems in my mind.
Yeah, so but brother Mike, you know what I'm saying, Money Mike, I want the cheat codes, man. I don't want to have to do all this hard work, bro. Everybody gets a trophy, bro.
Hey man, it's not how the world works, man.
It's not how it works. Okay, brother Lincoln, what are your thoughts on that, man? What's the problem with young men today?
I'm gonna put it with the point where I said earlier, the respect thing. Nobody respects, and I think Swan talked about this earlier. Like most people don't there's no respect. It's like even Tate, everyone's saying it's you'll just talk crazy to anybody. You won't this is real life. If they see you in real life, you're not gonna say nothing. There's people at the gym, even if you think you big, you're not gonna say nothing crazy to them. It's there's dudes in high school that I'd be cool with, but I know if they grab me, they too strong. I'm not gonna really pop my mouth off at them. They get swing, I'd be dead. So I think it's just a big thing. There's no respect. No one really respects anybody, and they just think they can talk to anybody any kind of way. And that's where you get all these big problems. And they find out the easy way, where there's no finding out the easy way at that point. You find out the hard way. Someone ends up dead, or seriously injured. I saw someone pop their mouth at someone off the club. The dude was chill, bro, relax. He kept popping his mouth off at this particular club. There's a big there's a bunch of stairs. Sent that man straight down the stairs.
Wow.
I gotta make a story. And it wasn't even, and the dude that pushed him wasn't even that big. He just got so he was like, bro, you disrespecting me crazy. Zoom, right down the stairs.
That's it. And that that shows intent. There's people out there ready to get down. You know what I mean? And I've seen that, ready to get down. Brother Will DL, I'm the guy standing on your right in the thumbnail. Much love, my brother. Much love to you. That's what's up, man. That was a great day. That was a great weekend, man. For real, for real. That was, like I said, I think about that often. You know what I mean? Jay Swans, brother, all men ain't hard. Most fake it. Don't try to be someone you're not. It'll end badly. But be the man that you are. Be the man your woman fell in love with. A woman want what a woman wants. I get that. I get that. You know what I'm saying? If you get to the point where you can, you know what I mean, you are that man, you are who you are, and you will be able to get that woman if you do the work. That's all part of it. Primal Studies, what's good, bro? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Salute to you as well. Wonderful 34. Jealousy is not a good look on you, bro. Who that? LOL. Hey, man, how about them Bengals, bro? I can't wait. Wonderful 34, man. We're going to have some fun this year. So we got Wonderful 34 is a New Orleans Saint fan, and we got brother Jason, Detroit Tigers fan in there. You know what I mean? Of course, I'm Bengals. You know what I mean? And y'all did take that from us, man, that who that shit, bro. We're going to talk about that later. We're going to talk about that later. We've been who-daying forever. You know what I mean? We was who-daying before we had stripes on our helmet. We're talking about that. You know what I mean? But my last question for you brothers, and then if y'all got a couple questions for me, that's cool, and then we'll wrap it up. In your opinion, is there a lack of male leadership in the world today?
Nah, I don't think so. Because if it's I always went off the principle of what do you want in life, and then find those people. They're not that hard to find with the internet. It's very simple. I've connected, and I think going to the last question, a lot of dudes don't ask. I'll ask, I don't care who you are. I'll just walk, how'd you get this?
Yeah, just like fresh. Yeah.
Okay, what are you doing? Okay, that's how you did it? Okay, how'd you get there? How'd you meet that guy? And just ask you straight up. And that's why I got a lot of far, is because a lot of people that are older, they usually, if they either sold their business or however they got successful, they got nothing but time. So they gonna sit there and just pour all that knowledge into you. And I'll just sit there and soak it up, because it's just they have nothing else to do. And I'm actually respectable enough, or take the time out of my day to just respect them and be like, hey, I don't know anything. Can you teach me or show me how you did it? You don't have to give it to me. Just show me how you did it, and I can make my own twist to it.
That's what's up, brother Mike.
It's weird because there are men out there, like Lincoln said, you can find them out there on the internet if you know what you're doing. Just go out there and just really actually try to find these guys that can guide you into being the man that you want to be. Because it's like we talked about earlier, there's no such thing as a lone wolf making it all the way. You need that right wolf pack around you, but you need to really curate your environment, really bring in that right pack you can roll with, right? Because it's like there's a lot of talent out there in the world, but they don't necessarily get where they want to be because they don't know the right people. They're not with the right people, right? So is there a lack of it? I would say yes. I would definitely agree that there's a lack of male leaders because that's not what's being pushed out there nowadays. The agenda now is completely different, right? It's no longer about men being leaders or being the best men that they can be. It's more so about putting men down and trying to make them look like clowns. You know what I mean? Like, just look at any kind of show on TV nowadays, right? The man is the bumbling idiot. He's the guy that he's always bringing the problems, and then no shade obviously, but the woman's there, fixing everything. You know what I mean? That's the agenda being pushed now. It's the agenda now is not for men to be to become leaders, right? Because they're making them look like idiots, right? So yeah, I think there's a lack of it, but it's like Lincoln said, you can find the right ones out there. You just got to go out there and be to do it.
Just got to find it. That's what's up, man. Jay Swans, the problem is parents want to be friends with their kids. People don't understand it's okay to fail. It's easy for folks to find a bubble to validate their BS and lack of accountability. Real words right there. And Casual Germ is saying peace to the saints. And peace to the saints is a term that's used over there at Saint in the Center. Shout out to that brother over there. Is that Marquez? How do you pronounce his name?
Marquez.
Marquez, I met the dude once. He was at the 500K party. Very sharp dude. Very respectable brother. Definitely pulled himself out of the mud. Very intelligent. You know what I mean? My hat's off to him. I'm DL Saint because that's what they called me in the military, in basic training. My nickname was St. Louis. They called me St. Louis, just like in that Forrest Gump movie. You get your nickname. You get a bunch of nicknames as you move through you're in the Army. They called me St. Louis, which was shortened down to Saint. And I just kind of kept it once I got out. I had a different nickname when I got to my airborne world. And only those airborne people know that nickname. I ain't saying shit. So, but yeah, shout out to him. Yo, boy, that was it. That was all the questions I have for y'all, man. Y'all got anything y'all want to say to me before we wrap this up?
Do you kind of going to Juan's question or his comment? Do you think people are more, what's the word for it? Looking to be friends with their kids instead of actually being parents? Because I see a lot of especially younger parents being kind of like, okay, I have this kid. Okay, let me make him TikTok famous or let me make him Instagram famous.
Yeah,
absolutely. With my parents, it's like on paper, I could be disrespectful to my dad, but I'd never do that. If we just went by size, weight, all that stuff, but I'm scared to ask my dad questions till this day.
You were raised right. Point blank, you was raised right. Yeah, they're grown-ups out there who look at their kids as friends. Again, turn it back on the media. Look at how parental relationships are portrayed in the media, right? These women, these moms are just hanging out with their daughters who are their girlfriends. You got these dads who are hanging out with their sons who are their homies, right? You can't, that's not, my daughter asked me when she was 5 or 6, she was like, Papa, are you my friend? I'm like, no, I'm your father. I'm not your friend. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, no. If you look on me, if you're my child and you look on me as we are equals, I failed as a parent. You got all these people out here, these people raising single families, mom and dads, they're raising these children, and they're forgetting that the fact that they are the parent. It is their job, it's their responsibility to raise that child. Not for the world as it should be, but for the world that they are currently living in, right? And that's why so many people are lost. They're lost. I can't tell you how many times I've been in the club hollering at some chick, and then she over here like, this is my daughter over here like, y'all partying? I mean partying, y'all. You know what I mean? Partying. And I know y'all seen that in Dallas. I know, and Brother Mike, I know you've seen that in Tennessee. You know what I mean? These people out here like, oh, these young girls, my mom is my best friend. Somebody failed.
No wonder
somebody failed.
No wonder you're on the streets. It's crazy.
You know what I mean? So you got old 304s teaching these young 304s how to get down, right? But you also have women out there like Queen Naya who raised 2 men. Her sons are above reproach. She raised 2 men, her and her husband, Jay Swan. Shout out to them. They're not friends. You know what I mean? And Jay Swans and I, we've talked about this. They're not friends. Until the day my father died, that wasn't my buddy. That was my dad. You know what I mean? I wouldn't even drink around him. 40 plus years old, I wouldn't drink around my father. You know what I mean? That's the respect that you should have, in my opinion. And that's yet one of the other reasons our society is the way it is today.
Because it's funny because like I'm scared to ask questions of my dad, but like anybody else, I don't. And it was funny because it was like a thing in elementary school because my parents are very like articulate and everything. And the elementary school like I went to wasn't. I would say it was good as far as suburb wise, but as far as like teacher wise, it was kind of bad. So I would be disrespecting teachers until my dad said like, "Nah, you got to give them respect," because I would just think they would don't. So it was like it was a couple of times like I disrespect teacher because I was just like, "Oh, you didn't spell this right. That was misspelled." Blah blah blah. And then my dad had to come in and be like, "Lincoln, you can't do that," like because he knew like he knew I was right, but he's like, "You can't do it. You're the only black kid in school. You can't do that." Like, so
wow.
Like it was a bunch of times like if someone looked on paper, I got in trouble a lot. But if you actually look into the details, it wasn't really me getting in trouble. It was just me correcting teachers and then them getting offended and getting mad because they're like, "Oh, this black kid thinks he's so smart." But I'm gonna call his parents. I bet they at work. They'd be mad because my mom worked at home all her life. Like she was working home before anybody worked from home. Like
right.
This 2008, 2007. So she was always like, "Oh, okay, I'll be there in 10 minutes."
Right. And you know what? That's a thing though. That's a thing. That's a real thing, man. But you know, just think about there's people out there your age, man, that out there smoking weed and getting drunk with your parents.
Yeah.
Think about that, bro. Brother Williams has a question for the panel. DL asked them about kids. Do men nowadays understand the key is to leave your legacy to your seeds? Remember, fellas, we don't die, we multiply. I'm sure it's the word he wanted. We don't die like baby kids. We don't die, we multiply. So any thoughts on that, on kids?
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, it goes back to what I said earlier. You know, as a man, right, especially when you're young, you can pretty much get most of the way to where you want to be without a woman, right? But that's why I said you can't become the complete man that you want to be in life without a woman, because to procreate, you need both, right? You need women. So you can't spread your seed without a woman. So, you know what I mean? That just goes back to that.
Yeah. My thing is I basically have to have a lot of kids in my opinion, because on my dad's side on the family, I'm the only guy that's carrying the last name as far as Banks. So like I feel like I'm like obligated to kind of like have a bunch of kids. So that's kind of like how I look at it, because I'm the only dude. The rest of like my uncle, he has a daughter, he's done, and then my other uncle, he's on strung out on drugs and stuff like that. So and then it's just my aunts and stuff like that. Obviously they changed last names once they married my uncles. So I'm like pretty much I already know like I'm gonna have to have a lot of kids just to like carry on the last name type.
Man, he just looking for excuses to shoot up the club. That's all. He just wants to bust off in there.
But I'm gonna wait though. I got a plan. I be wrapping it up. I don't be going in there raw. I'm not stupid. Like I called one of my homeboys before the podcast and I was asking him a question and he told me he had a kid. I was like, bro, what did I tell you? What's wrong with you? And he was like, "Oh no, man." I was like, "Bro, I told you, messing with these Latina broads, you gonna slippery when wet."
Hey, bro, listen here, man. Read the box of that condom, man. I tell you, it's not 100% effective, man, and they mean those words. But I'm saying, do what you're doing though. Take those steps.
Right.
Take those steps.
That's what I be telling people.
Yeah.
Like,
so, it changes everything. Brother Jay Swans, we need to show less Jada and Will and more real life, positive, successful relationships. Make it popular to be educated and hard working again. Hey, real talk. You know what I mean? Real talk. And that, you know, hopefully Holly Woke will get around to doing that. But right now they're not. Yo, this was great, man. This was an amazing show. Again, one of my favorites, bro. This was fucking fire. Last thoughts. We'll start with Brother Mike.
Yeah, it's I'm glad I was able to be on the show, Dio, because obviously, you know, you're my boy. You know, you taught me a lot of things. You know, I mean, you helped me refine my own game, and I'm very appreciative of that. You know, so it's always a pleasure to come on here and speak with you. You know, obviously now it's you know, virtual, but it still hits the same, right? It always hits the same when, you know, we're chopping it up and just really speaking about stuff that needs to be spoken on. So it's always real. You know, I would love to be on here again. So appreciate you, Dio, for real.
That's what's up. You're welcome, man. When I was making that thumbnail, I was going to use that thumbnail of old boy with the snatch the stone from my hand, but I was like, nah, let me not do that, because I thought that shit would be hilarious as hell. Because yeah, we still working on. Everyone's game can be refined and worked on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I tell you this, brother Mike is fearless. That's why I had to start calling him Money Mike, because he is fearless, man. I just had to give him a couple little, you know what I mean, nudges in the right direction. This brother speaks fluent Spanish. We in Miami. He didn't want to speak one word of Spanish. Like, but what's wrong with you, man?
I didn't need to. I'm already there.
Man, look.
You better than me. I've been, hola, ¿cómo
thank
estás?
you. Hey. Que capero. I'd have been all that shit, bro. All that shit.
Hey, I'll tell you a story real quick.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. You got a story to tell? Wait a minute.
Everybody sit down, please. It's story time. It's story time.
You are go for your story.
So I was texting this chick, right? And this is how bad I wanted to speak Spanish. She texted me something in Spanish trying to be funny. I went to Google Translate so quick, copy, paste, and then sent some other stuff in Spanish. Then she sent something else in Spanish. I sent it back, and then she said, yeah, you're using Google Translate. I said, hey, can't hate the player, hate the game.
Hey, try to get in there. You know, I done did that 100 million times, bro. For real. I done did that 100 million times. I can't wait till Google Translate gets better. But final thoughts, Brother Lincoln.
Final thoughts. You know, I like doing my volunteer work with the elderly, so
Nigga, I'm gonna cut you.
But yeah, it's always good kicking it with you, man. Like, I always like soaking in the knowledge and stuff like that. I think that's why a lot of people think I'm older, because I always hang out with older cats and stuff. I enjoy hanging and bringing it, because I know it's just gonna help me progress in life and seeing things earlier before they happen. So I always enjoy it.
Hey, that's what's up, man. Like I said, bro, it's absolutely an honor to hear these words coming from you guys, man, because y'all the future, man. Like you said, you're right. I am old, bro. I'm old, man. It's time for me to sit back and let y'all take over. You know what I mean? So it is my responsibility, man, and it's my honor to pass on what little I know to y'all, so y'all can take that, you know what I mean, and flip that. You know what I mean? Go out there and y'all doing it legal. Y'all getting out there, y'all getting it. Like I told y'all both this, bro. When we was in the bar and y'all weren't drinking, but I would. Well, Brother Lincoln was drinking. I told you then, like, you are definitely gonna be successful. You are going to accomplish your mission, and Mike, that goes for you too. You know what I mean? Keep doing what y'all are doing, bro. You are doing this. You're just doing us all proud. You know what I mean? We're just so proud of you, man, and what you're doing. And we're gonna keep making this. We're gonna keep doing this. Keep doing this. We're just gonna keep doing it. This platform is our platform. If you ever want to get on here for anything, let me know. It's all good. Y'all keep talking that old shit, I'm going to cut both of y'all. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to cut you. You know what I mean? On your arm or something like that. I ain't going to cut you anywhere vital. But I'm going to let you know I'm still here. Just, that's for you.
Right,
you know what I mean?
In the vein so you bleed out.
I don't want you to bleed out. I just want you to know I'm here. I ain't going to I want them little paper cuts. You know what I mean? Every time you move, like, God damn it. Make you think about it. You know what I mean? That's what I get for messing with Uncle Saint. But thank y'all so much for being here, man. Thank everybody who was in the chat, man. Fresh and Fit, Dallas Cornerstone was all up in here. Really appreciate that, man. Everybody that was in here tonight. We went hard, 2.5 hours, but it was gold. It didn't feel like that, man. It felt like we could even go some more. Jay Swan's got one last thing to say. Young men and women should talk less and listen more. Learn from those who have been there. Respect the struggle. It's part of growth. It is, man. Embrace the suck, y'all. That's what those guys, those hardcore dudes in the Army, tip of the spear dudes, be out there just embracing the suck, man. So thank y'all very much, man. I'm DL Saint. That's Brother Mike. That's Brother Lincoln. This is the DL Saint I Really Want to Know podcast, man. We'll talk to y'all later. Peace.
Darn, that's the end.
Them damn glasses.